Welcome to D6 Stories. I'm your host tonight, Josh, and we're playing the 14th episode of the Cataclysm. And I'm a little dressed up today because I kind of came from work.
It's because he's going to kill us all.
And
Dress up for a funeral.
We're also missing a player today, unfortunately. Gideon / Jeff, his daughter had a school thing. Concert thing.
Concert?
Recital?
Yeah, recital of some sort.
Musical event?
Yeah, so
Christmas event?
family first, and then D&D second, and so unfortunately we fall second on that list. But we do have 4 awesome players with us today, and so we'll start over on this side, and then what I would like you to do is tell me your character combination and your character's name, and then tell me something that your character would know in his limited knowledge of whispers or rumors about demons from basically, do you have any knowledge of demons or devils or what have you? Gideon had a lot of knowledge, but the rest of you...
So, my name is Ryan. I'm playing Felric the Monk, and I would say overall probably would have a limited knowledge, but I would have at least some understanding that there are these creatures out there that are more of this energy, just because the crystals were right underneath my monastery.
Okay. Liz?
Well, so I'm Abbott, the slowly becoming less mushroomy cleric.
Yeah?
Aasimar cleric, if we're being specific about it. And I would say he would have like a general theory on, kind of like how we believe, like, God and demons and blah, blah, blah exist. That's probably about how it is, yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of like a storybook thing for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mythology.
Like something we tell kids to scare them. So
Right.
they're not, like, misbehaving and stuff. I would say that would be
Your level
like
of
the
knowledge.
boogeyman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey.
Playing Elrindel, the 6th level wild magic sorcerer, and his knowledge on demons are just superstitious bunk.
Okay.
I'm Emily. I play Mississippi Trail, a hairless halfling rogue. No, it's fine. I'm hairless and mushroomless, so,
It's very sad.
winning
Take
over
the good
here.
with the
Very
bad.
sad time.
It's not sad. I'm perfectly content with the way I am. Thank you. And demons are complete bull.
they don't.
They don't exist.
They don't exist.
But the other thing is everything is backwards. So things that didn't exist now exist. So obviously they must exist now.
Okay. Did you get your?
Oh, no, I didn't. Either.
All right. So where we left off last time, the party went to Elrindel's tower that he owned. That was his tower 300 years ago. And you got a wild card.
We'll make it happen.
He owned it 300 years ago, and this was his tower with a couple of his apprentices that he didn't even know their names, right?
Calcium.
Calcium.
Mm-hmm.
He had terrible handwriting.
And he returns to find his tower altered. There's menacing spikes of iron or steel on the outside that's basically funneling a lot of the magics that are in the air to create electrical bursts, it seems to be. The top of the tower has metallic discs kind of all around it, which weren't there before. You remember that should have been open air.
Yeah.
Now that there's this like metal dome up on the top. And go into the tower, basically straight up to the top. You run across a wizard,
Old man.
an old man,
Elf.
elf wizard, who is in a magical circle of some kind that was trapping him.
Why didn't you
And-
call him sodium?
Calcium.
Never mind.
I don't know. I'm just assuming I
Fine.
misread his
He's
name
sodium
once.
now. It's fine.
Yeah, his name is.
Is he salty?
His name was like.
Because he's surrounded in salt.
I could also call him chloride.
Anyway, continue.
So it was calcium is close to his real name.
Yeah.
You know? Anyways, he's there. He had been there for 9 years at that point, locked away, and you guys learned a little bit about him. Basically, he's been experimenting on one of these gigantic crystal shards, trying to get some more magic into the world because things are going awry. He said that the world is basically dying because there's only a finite amount of magic, and you guys eventually will see an ice age, and quickly, he says. And they were.
Can you give us a timeline?
Soon.
So yeah,
No.
go ahead and roll an insight.
Okay.
So
24.
So you remember how deathly cold it was when you first got here. In fact, it was so deathly cold, I think it was Abbott had some problems.
Turned into an abbot sickle.
Yeah, and it has kept that this entire time. And it's supposed to be warming up, being spring, and it hasn't warmed up.
Okay.
So it's cold out there. Yeah. So if you had to guess, that might be related, right? So if we're gonna say a timeline, we're gonna say now. Global freezing is real. Talk to your senators.
The place is here. The time is now.
So anyway, and basically there were I'm kind of just doing this recap just for myself as well. Basically there were so many demons, because demons are basically made out of magic. I mean, they've been grinding people up and making little magical gems, little magical methadone.
Soylent meth.
Yeah, soylent meth.
Soylent meth is people.
And it turns out that they were doing it to demons, and then 9 years ago it got a little rough, and maybe they kind of reached out too much, and so that's where we're at right now. Well, Elrindel went up to the top of the tower, saw this gigantic crystal, saw that it actually at once was part of the crystal that you guys had seen in the very beginning of the campaign in the Grand Arcanist's tower, and saw that his crystal kind of fit. And so he gave it a bear hug, in which they activated this device, and then up in the air above you, a portal opened. And then you saw these claws kind of reach out in the portal and start to open it manually up. It's kind of like one hand, another hand, and then stretching out the portal walls. So that's where we ended, and that's where we're going to begin. So what I would like everybody to do is to roll initiative. Everybody's perceptions except for Elrindel. Elrindel, I need you to roll an insight because you were staring right into this crystal, and you're not paying attention.
All right.
Okay, and then get my creature out here. Wrong page, right page. Let's see.
You said insight, right?
For
Perception.
Perception.
Okay.
Perception. Okay. So right,
7.
Ryan, you got a 7.
23.
Liz, 23.
That's the only 20 I'm going to roll tonight.
Nice.
15.
15 for Elrindel.
16.
16 for Emily. Okay. There we go. All right. So cue battle music. Basically, what happens is he's hugging this crystal, you can see obvious visual magical energy erupting between him and the crystal. The crystal, the panel begins to light up that you're next to, and the magics in the air from the four corners of the top of the tower, which are also messing with spikes of that iron peppered with obvious magical shards that have been kind of folded into the metal. Kind of joins together and creates this portal in which starts to open, and then is further kind of like opened as this creature comes up. This creature has large green hands with sharp claws. It begins to kind of open up, and you can see that it carries a giant axe with it in one hand and a whip in the other, and it jumps down from the portal. Okay.
Great frog.
He looks friendly.
At which point, Liz, you watch this happening as this creature emerges from the portal, and Abbott reacts.
Immediately start crying. I'm joking.
I mean,
that would be a logical reaction, right? You see this and you cry.
like, everything I was told about religion is wrong.
So I would like
Okay.
to try and disengage Elrindle from the crystal.
So you're gonna pull him back from the
I
crystal.
will body slam him if it takes.
Okay. Elrindle, the question that I have for you is, do you let her, or would you want to continue beyond this crystal, or do you, want to be disengaged?
The second I saw that thing, I probably would have stopped whatever I was doing and gotten off the crystal.
Yeah.
Does it?
All right. So yeah, he lets you pull him
Okay.
away.
Okay. So I don't have to.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw, sir?
Is this? Wait. Is this? Is
Yeah,
this yours?
you can keep that.
5.
I was gonna offer it to him.
Okay, so you pull him away. Something you see is his chest, which the robe and whatnot has kind of opened up. You can see his bare, drow, chiseled chest with the crystal kind of pulsing in energy. And you see streaks of energy go from the crystal
in
to.
strength. I wouldn't use the word chiseled.
Well,
Yeah.
not fast. All right.
Elvish.
Yeah.
Not
Aren't you
hairy.
Aren't you like 100 years old?
You guys. Oh, let's go. Oh, pause. You guys are playing in Dungeons and Dragons world. Okay, that means you guys ain't ugly, right? Even though he has. A
We keep
strength
getting
score of
told
8,
we're ugly.
right.
Yes.
But the thing is you guys are playing heroes.
Yeah.
So obviously he's going to have some sort of hot allure to him, even though he may not be,
But Abbott is the prettiest. Let's just.
I would
clear
agree with
up
that.
real quick.
Yeah.
maybe not with the mushroom cap, but
Okay, it has to add something besides the noxious
it makes you
gas.
prettier to everybody else, but not these three. Anyways, so I just want to say that you guys are playing heroes, so obviously he's going to be a good-looking guy. Okay.
With that
if
8
you want-
strength and 10 con.
For-
I mean,
for a
Nate, if you
smug-
wanted to choose right now to be playing an Uggo, you can.
Nah.
Okay. Anyways, back to it. Pulsing with energy. And you can see that the magic that's actually in his chest, the magical crystal, is looks to grow dull, as a lot of the magical energy seems to be flowing from this smaller crystal into the larger crystal.
Does it look like the crystal in his chest moves at all in his chest, or is it still stuck in there? Does
you're
it
not
want
close
to?
enough to
Okay.
really
And
make
I'm
any
looking
sort
at
of-
his back and not his front.
and making any sort of call
Okay.
on that.
Okay.
But what you can tell there at it is he left a lot of his energy in this gigantic crystal.
Okay.
Okay?
You're gonna
Is
die.
the
So, what I need from you is 2 wild search rolls.
Okay.
May I ask, is the portal still open? Like, or is
You,
it
you
still...
look up and the portal is still open. Yes.
Okay, so we can't... Lathander already said we can't destroy this rock, so... How heavy is it? You
It
said
floats.
it's floating, right?
Yeah, it floats. In fact,
But it's being
right-
held down.
it's being held down by the magical apparatus
That's what
here.
I've done before.
So, the first is first. We're gonna deal with his wild surges really
Okay.
quick.
No, this can only end well. 183.
Because I don't know.
183.
What are we defining as target?
You are the target.
Oh.
Okay.
Is it grease? Does it grease everywhere? I will laugh if it's grease.
His inside's now on the outside.
Okay.
Saw 5,035.
What's the next surge?
5,155.
In fact, it's actually
I don't know. The last time he didn't tell us, it was because the thing instantly died.
Yeah,
Okay.
that did save our butts.
All right. I'm gonna give you first off. You get a new flaw. You can write this down under your flaws. Okay.
There we are.
Okay. So you now have like a magic bloodlust. Okay. Whenever you see somebody using a magical item, an enemy using a magical item,
Yep.
You have disadvantage on all rolls not related to the target until target is dead.
Jeez.
This is, and we'll talk about
Yeah.
permanency later.
Well, is that just wild magic disadvantage, or do both happen?
Huh? Yeah. So the other one actually starts happening. You look down and you can see that his hand, which is being pulled away or wrapping around from the large crystal, his finger falls off.
Oh.
And as it falls off, it turns into this little yellow kind of ball, and then when it hits the floor, it quacks, and then his next finger falls off, and it turns into a little yellow ball, and as it hits the floor, it quacks, and then they start scurrying around. They are not ducks; they are ducklings. That you are slowly dissolving into ducklings.
How quickly is he turning into duckling? Dissolving into duckling. So I wanna.
This is like the G-rated Thanos snap.
So I wanna pick the ducks up.
Okay.
That would
I
feel
wanna
so
gather
quick,
up
Mr.
the two
Stark.
ducklings.
You don't feel so
live?
quick?
And
Yes.
these are live ducklings.
Yeah, and they look panicked. Now, here's the thing about the ducklings, Nate.
Yes.
They have your will. They are part of you. You share
I'm dissolving
vision
into an
with these
army of
ducks. You
ducks.
share memories with these ducks. These are part of you. It's like you are 3 beings now, and you can feel a 4th one coming.
I just want to say that I hope that this continues so that eventually you just turn into. This is the big old slice of humble pie I was hoping for.
Okay.
So then we'll just have like a whole flock
He
of
just dissolves into
ducks.
48 ducks.
yes, a whole flock of ducks.
How many
just
hit points do you
helping.
have? 25?
Right now, 6.
6 ducks.
So there's 2 ducks on the floor right now.
Okay.
I wanna gather them up. Is there any kind of container I can put them in Like, you
You have your backpack.
I don't want to get them smushed though. I am kinder to these ducks than I would be to him.
Then do you want to just do, like, you know, kind of fold up your robes and you kind of create
Yeah, I
like a
can do
little
that.
pouch?
A little
Yeah.
pouch.
Yep, I'll create a little love pouch of for the ducks.
Kangarooing the ducks.
Okay.
And then I guess
This is the best thing ever.
I'll be like, no good.
Does anything happen to him when she picks up the ducks? Like, does he?
He can feel
You're
her
being
hands,
held.
Yes.
right? If you wish to get away from her with the ducks, you can choose to have the ducks flee. Or you can choose to have the ducks, like, hop into her hand as she's picking them up.
So
They
it's,
are
it's,
you.
it's a
The
hive
ducks-
mind of ducklings.
The Borg of ducklings.
I'm gonna have the ducks panic and just run away
Oh
from
my god.
everything because
No. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I believe I'd also be panicking because I've lost 2 fingers to duck.
Can I like try and like pull you away from this?
Okay,
event?
what I'll let you do is you can attempt to grab the ducks if you want.
Yes.
Roll an attack roll.
I'm gonna take a duck. Do you just want my strength? Mon?
Dex.
Dex?
Yep. Dex based attack roll to dexterously grab these ducks.
Strength based attack roll to smash them.
Yeah, unless you want to squish them. And I'm gonna say DC is probably 10.
I got a 17.
Yeah. So you're able to. I would say you're able to grab both ducks.
Okay. Okay.
So this can represent the ducks.
I'm so happy right now.
Okay.
You're holding a part of the ring.
I'm gonna call that your turn.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't know what else
A
to do.
lot of things happen during your
This is
turn.
all I could do.
And Emily, you
Yeah.
look around and you can see
Abbott's holding ducks.
you can see the spark of energy kind of dissipate as he pulls him back,
Yep.
and then he starts to like fade into these ducks. Like limbs
Yeah.
are starting to.
So before you pulled away from the crystal, I had never wanted to stab you more. But now you're dissolving into ducks, and that's the best thing in the world.
Abbott just looks like
so
panicked. He's like, what do I do?
what is this creature's reaction to? First of all, I'm gonna use a bonus action to insightful fighting the monster
Oh yeah, there's one of those.
Oh, versus
I
it
forgot
what?
about that.
versus its deception.
Oh.
And I'm going to spend an inspiration. Sorry, that was probably loud to reroll. That's better.
Can I cash this in as a dude looking surprised at his hand as it turns into ducks? Or is that too much of a stretch?
Let's see.
It's kind of got the dotted outline. He's
It's
fading.
kind of like fading away.
Yeah.
It's actually supposed to be invisible.
That's. I figured I was gonna get it off of her stealth thing at some point,
Yeah,
but
well, I'll allow it.
yeah.
I will allow it.
I have a
You need that.
20,
Desperate times call for desperate ducks.
25 insight.
So 25
There's the
insight.
name of the episode right there.
Yes.
Successful.
Thank you. Oh, good. Your hesitation frightened me.
Well, my
Alright.
hesitation is because I rolled a 1.
Okay. So I have a good insight on this guy now.
I mean, it's got a good deception.
Okay.
It
Just
rolls
not as good
so
as my
poorly.
insight.
Yeah.
What's its reaction to him dissolving into ducks?
Amusement.
You can actually see the creature's big gaping mouth start to drip saliva.
No one knows
Yeah,
that.
okay. I got nothing. I'm gonna try and talk to it.
You guys ever see that GIF or video of the horse kind of sniffing the little? I think it's actually a chick, and it goes up and just crunch. It's called opportunistic cannibalism, and most animals will do it, including horses and whatnot. But you think, oh, they're barnyard animals; they get along together. Nope, eat. That's kind of what's going on
If
here.
it fits in my mouth,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
must be
it's
food.
not going to fight back or anything. I'll
Right.
eat it.
right? Yeah. Horses are also.
You're gonna try to talk to it.
I'm gonna just be like, you're new.
So we need to save your ducks.
I got nothing else to say.
The tiny
Okay.
little duck cornels.
React? Does it look like it understands common?
So it reacts
Cool.
telepathically,
Gross.
right? So you
I've
get this all in your head.
Mm.
You get this in your head 3 times.
Yay. I've got it in surround sound.
Yeah, it's like an echo. Abbott, you're the churchy one here, right?
Yep.
Give me something super evil that a demon would say when they're about to devour somebody.
When they're about to devour somebody, I would say that something about smell, first of all, which kind of disgusts me.
Yeah.
And then so I would say it probably would be, oh, I smell meat. Tasty.
See, my head
meat.
immediately went to I'm bigger than you get in my belly. So
Okay.
that's
A
So-
combination of
So we're gonna go. This thing looks like it could be like some sort of big gluttonous creature,
mhm.
and it looks to you and takes a big old whiff.
and,
You smell delicious.
and a slurping noise, a disgusting like.
Tongue the size of Mississippi kind of slurps on its mouth. Yeah. Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot it
You're gonna
with
shoot
my
it.
hand crossbow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's really disturbing and I don't like that. And I'm gonna say no and shoot it with my hand crossbow.
Everyone hated
with
that.
that's probably a roll that exists at 9. It's gonna miss, probably.
Right.
Unless a 9 hits.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, it's my turn. Yes.
Nate?
Yes.
Start of your turn. Roll a d4.
One.
Okay. One more duckling falls down from your hand.
Or give me a tally of ducks.
I sure am. I really shouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna panically hive mind that one towards Abbott because he's got the rest.
Thank you.
Abbott's just collecting ducks.
Yeah, he's just gonna spend this whole time like collecting the ducks.
And this is funny because we were talking about that duck that was in the D20 that
Yeah.
was on all over
Mhm.
Facebook and
Yeah.
it's super expensive.
Yeah.
If you want a D20 with a duck in it, you can find it on Facebook for $20 a piece.
If I die like this, that's the D20 I'm getting and only rolling for my next character.
Right.
The vengeance duck.
Anything else? There?
Um,
Obviously, they're gonna do something else.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the duckling's move action.
Why couldn't he have been the target? Just big demon anticlimactic and turns into ducks. I'm gonna take a few steps back and with my good hand with 5 fingers as opposed to 3. Two?
Yeah, you lost.
Oh yeah,
it.
3. Yeah.
3 ducks.
Yes. Third level Elrendel's multifacetous.
Sphere.
Yeah.
Right on. the
Multifacetous mallard sphere.
It deals duck damage.
Quack damage.
Quack damage.
That's a 24 to hit.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Damage
Yeah.
type matters. So
Yeah. You and you, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That much.
I got a 7.
Right. 2, 1. That.
This should be
The red one's the damage type. Doesn't bounce. Damage is 5. Burning is no. Yeah, burning a sorcery point to empower the spell and re-roll a die. I like my chances with cold better.
Okay.
8, 26, 26.
Okay, your multifaceted spear strikes the demon, and it seems that its blubberous body seems to resist some of that damage as it just kind of shakes it off.
Cool, he's insulated.
So yeah, he takes
Like
half
walrus.
damage from that.
Yep. And, I mean, continue to have the rest of the ducks slightly panic, and that'll be it.
They're squeaking and squawking
Yep.
in your row of all three of them.
Shell game happening.
Yes.
All right.
But
Are you
there's
done?
not enough.
It is the demon's turn. He looks up to the portal first and it says, "Come! They are dying by their own magics." As he shouts up into the portal.
It's just one. Just one is dying. It's just
And
the
then,
one. It's not all of us.
He
Oh no. Oops.
the portal just kind of goes flying.
Yeah.
He runs over there
Why don't you turn the portal
and
90 degrees so it shows up on the screen?
he proceeds to let off some gas.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he proceeds to
I'm at 6 health. I'm going to go unconscious to a fart.
Yes, you will.
And so
It has to do what? 31 to kill you, alright?
Yeah.
I just need to grab my.
Is it neg your health or neg more than your health?
I think it's negative now.
Okay.
Gross!
Death by fart.
Absolutely just. Wait, I'm out of it.
Yeah, point.
Less
No!
That's why you keep quiet.
I was gonna gloat. This is what I get for gloating.
Okay. Good point.
This is horrible.
Did you say he has some gas?
Is that somebody throwing his butt? What is that?
He's clutching his stomach.
He's clutching his stomach.
That's
Obviously,
pretty
yeah. He lets off.
Like he's gassy.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this.
All right. So you guys may at the beginning of your turn, you got to deal with the gas. You have a shroom in your head.
Still do, yes.
You are immune.
Oh, look
And
at
I'm
you. You're not in the gas?
But I'm not in the gas. If I get in the gas.
But the ducks aren't immune.
Oh,
Okay.
true.
That was
My little baby Elrindles.
Save,
Meet me.
save the ducks.
that was a passive ability that you can do.
Save at least one duck and you'll save Elrindle.
Let's save
Potentially.
There's a lake nearby. You can send me off to retirement.
So what he's gonna do then is he's got a whip in one hand, a battle axe in the other, and he's going to battle axe at you and whip at. You have some sort of mushroom thing on your head,
Yeah.
so obviously that means you're a target. All right, so
Because you look like a side dish.
Snack.
so 24 on you.
Oh, that
for
hits.
that.
Let's find out what happens here.
Yeah.
Only 11 slashing damage, and then attack roll on you is 21 AC.
I like it.
Okay.
Elrindle is unconscious.
Huh? Is he unconscious?
Elrindle is
Yes.
unconscious.
How many hit points did you have?
6 at the time because the door that
Oh, you guys never healed after that?
Nope.
Mistakes were
We're-
made. 12 damage to you there, Mr. Felric, and you are pulled 20 feet towards the demon. No. Okay. And the barbs that are on the barbs that are on this whip. You need to make a Constitution saving throw because these barbs that are on the whip kind of inject into you, and then they release toxins.
Gross.
Ew.
I'd like to cash in that chip that you still get to hand me.
Oh, sure. I was gonna do it, but I mean, time.
9.
This. Oh my god. 1 necrotic damage,
Give us all
Huh?
saving, then come back.
and you feel like
Saving.
while these barbs are in you, you'll continuously take damage.
I've got the easiest backup character ever. He's 2 floors down.
Okay.
Oh.
Color.
Alright. So he's like, what, 1 square away?
Okay, it is the start of your turn.
Alright.
So you take 7 necrotic damage.
From the whip.
Barbs.
Okay.
Yep.
Not from the.
Oh, and
axe.
you were pulled next to
Oh, sweet. I don't have to move.
How did you not heal? You guys not heal.
You know,
We didn't
6.
expect an
the portal to
unfortunate.
actually open.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Mister, I'm going to go hug a crystal with my crystal. Make
I'm gonna go
crystal
ahead
babies.
And make my
It's-
2 attacks. And
it's a
then I'm
planned
going to
experiment.
burn
We're
a
learning.
key to do a
Plants,
third
damage,
Lowe's,
should be out of
and
full health.
we're gonna
Plants, damage,
go
should be out of
with
full health, they're not actually
Crimson
damage.
Falcon Punch.
Mhm.
So first one is going to be 22 for the first.
Mhm.
And then you want me to just resolve the existing health?
Yeah, resolve the damage, all the damage.
Oh,
You're
okay.
totally fine.
Here. And this is unarmed. Okay. So that's 8 damage, and I'm going to burn a key to stun him. He has to beat a con save.
29.
Okay, then. That's going to save.
Well, that would've
And
given me
then second
inspiration.
attack is going to be 14. Does that hit?
Yeah. No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. And then the first of the flurries is going to be 18.
That's exactly what you need to hit this big flat fat
Okay.
bastard.
And that damage is going to be 7. I'm going to expend 1 more key to try and make that one a stun.
22.
He's going to be. Alright. And then the last one is, unfortunately, just going to be 11, so that's not going to hit.
Okay.
And then because I did use my attack while holding my weapon in my other hand, I have 2 extra armor.
Okay. Okay. So we're back up top with Liz.
So I would like to Sacred Flame it. At a 2nd level spell. It needs to make a 14 dex save, I think. Yep.
You are successful.
Sweet. So it's gonna take 3d8 damage, radiant damage.
Mhm.
I could probably glean that they might not be immune to that kind of thing.
Hopefully.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 points of damage.
12
Radiant damage.
seems to take normal damage from your radiant spell.
Okay. Then, as a bonus action, I would like to plant my weapon behind it, like my sacred weapon.
Okay. Okay.
I think you get smacked with it too.
Nice. So that would be a. Yes, I'm gonna waste it on that. That's better. So it's gonna take. So that would be a. I forget what bonuses that is. I mean, I got a 13.
It's your spell attack modifier.
Yeah.
What's my
Plus,
mod?
you have bonuses from your one shard.
Well, that's for the damage. She gets an extra D4, I think.
Back in
Yes.
one of it. My
So it should be your wisdom plus your proficiency.
Which is
okay, 1, 2, 3, 6. So
That's 19.
that's 19. Yep.
Yeah, that hits.
I think it's 8 as well.
The D8 plus the D4 from the magical thingy that you have.
My shard.
Yeah,
yeah the force one.
D4, not D6.
Oh, sorry.
Right? Or was it a D6?
Um,
I think it's maybe the spells were D6s. I can't
Spells are
remember.
D6s.
Are they?
Yeah, weapons are D4s.
Okay, then that was right.
Okay. So yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage.
Plus your wisdom modifier.
So that would be 8.
Plus another 3.
Yeah. 11.
Okay.
That is hard.
Alright. At initiative 20, 2 little
Yeah.
tiny imp things kind of fly out of the portal. I don't have minis to represent them, so they're just going to be these. And then that's their turn. Okay, and then Emily, you get to go.
okay, so you said a con save first.
Oh yeah, it's your turn, so the con save.
Modified 20.
Okay. So, you remember Willow when there's that magical nut that turns things into stone, and you grab it, then the witch I think grabs it, and then it goes down, and then it kind of goes back.
Vaguely, yeah.
You kind of feel that in your face, right? As you're breathing the stuff in, it kind of turns, like your face gets stiff, and then after a second, it kind of fades back.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take a step backwards
Mhm.
out of a cloud of gross.
Yeah, you look over at the pedestal. You're right next to it,
Yeah.
right? And you can see that the runes on it are glowing.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing I was gonna do. All right. So, in the journal that I read, is there anything about an emergency stop button? Big red lever button.
Roll insight to see if you remember anything about that in the book.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 21.
Not so. Yeah, there's a way to turn it off.
I do that.
You do that. So you go over to the panels and you basically just go and you take all the levers and
Yep.
you boop.
Yep.
And so the crystal begins to raise up in the air and all the metal shutters begin to close.
Yep.
And you can see
Okay.
that the portal, like the menacing spikes with the energy kind of going to it, starts to dissipate and the
Okay.
portal shrinks in size. And it's still shrinking
Yeah.
when the thing
Good.
closes.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay.
And the
Ah.
crystal does raise up in between 2 layers of the
metal.
where it was previously.
Yeah. Okay. And now I will move out of the cloud.
Okay.
Is this like, what is this circle here next to me?
Okay. What was that? I can't remember.
I don't know. I got a pod, a panel, and a podium.
That's the pod.
That's the pod?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
It's like a representation of the dome up top.
Oh, okay. So like a model.
Yeah, it's like a model.
Okay. I'm gonna squeeze between the two
Okay.
and come back there. Yeah. I'm assuming that flipping all the switches was my action.
There were no resistance or anything like that, so that's your free roll interaction.
Cool.
Just like opening a door would be a free roll
Yeah.
interaction, or
Okay.
yeah, you get one of those a turn.
Yes. So I would like to then press the right buttons.
You already did that.
Yes. I will. I'll bonus action reload my hand crossbow and fire another bolt.
Okay.
That is a modified 20.
Is your crossbow magical?
No, it is not. So we're gonna find out what happens with six points. Oh.
We'll just skip past that and
Okay.
just say 3 points.
Okay. With sneak attack then.
Oh, yeah. Also half then. You don't get to reroll ones because you're not using that right weapon, are you?
Oh, you're right. Okay, it was a 1 anyway. It's fine.
It's a 1 both times.
Okay, so 12, 13, 18 additional damage.
So 9.
9.
You did bloody it, however.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So Nate.
Yep.
Death save, then a D4.
It's a success. And 3.
3. So you see there, and his hand is completely ducklings now, and they're all laying unconscious too. And
So-
kind of
Are the ones that Abbott's got unconscious, or am I like semi-lucid duck?
Duck vision.
no, the hive mind is completely unconscious. Those are all limp in your,
Oh.
but they're breathing and
They're
everything.
breathing. They're alive.
Yeah.
But it's correlating to his
6 ducks.
Yeah.
current situation.
And it's only the hive mind that has to roll the death save.
Yes.
Yeah. When
Roll
the
a death save for
when
each
the main
individual
body
duck.
dies,
Got it.
all
3 duck
all the
saves.
ducklings die. All right. Well, unfortunately, that was your turn.
Yep.
Demon gets to go.
Yikes.
I hate asking this. Do I do a con save to not gas?
Oh yeah, there's that too. I'm sorry. That's bad.
13?
You are starting to turn to stone.
So the ducks that fell unconscious are now statue ducks.
Turning into
you
lawn ornaments.
See the ducks that are in your are also turning to stone. There seems to be some weird link between them.
It's almost
But-
like there's like a hive mind.
So this is going to be his turn. He reaches down, he grabs the body, he's got this gigantic mouth, and he swallows Elrindle whole. And then he looks over to you. And that was his turn to do that.
Please leave.
Me?
No, just the demon.
Yeah, Josh, please leave.
Like,
Vetoed.
You are bad and you should feel bad.
yeah.
You're fired.
Well,
Valorant?
you probably wanted to puke me up
So-
first.
I'm still right
Do
next
I
to
know?
him. Do I take
Take
what
the
damage do I
ducks.
take from the whatchamacallit?
Oh, yeah, it's
The ducks are innocent.
8 necrotic.
Awesome. Down to 23.
To save, but I think I'm at full health.
So at this point, I shout, "Spit him out!" And so I'm going
punch him in the belly.
to punch him in the belly
Give him a
as best I
Heimlich.
can. So the first attack
I don't
is
know, I'm out
going
of
to
the
be
gas right now.
15.
Are you
That
though?
doesn't hit. No. Second one
You're in the eye of the storm.
is 18.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so damage is going to be 8. And this one is just going to be Blue Tiger Maul.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend another key to do another flurry. And I'm just going to roll both of these at the same time. And both of those are going to be modified 22s.
Mhm.
And so they'll both hit. And that is going to be 11 between the two.
Okay. All the way back up the list. So, Abbott.
So I just watched Elrindle get eaten whole. And the ducks that I've been caring for so tenderly are now
They're still
Limp ducks.
limp. They're turning to stone.
They're both limp and stiff.
Can I stash them in a pocket?
Kind of like my grandpa. That was bad. That was a bad joke.
Pull out that
I have no
axe.
living grandpas anymore. That's a bad joke.
Pull out my pickaxe For your special pickaxe. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it. I don't remember its damage type.
Piercing.
Here's just the D4.
It's a war pick. Can't remember what war picks do.
I think it's in my. Anyway, so I want
I
to
think
do.
war picks are D6s, but I can't remember.
So then what I will do is I want to go run at it and sink that pickaxe into its spine.
Okay.
D8.
D8. Okay.
D8 piercing.
So. Up. It's like tilted portrait. 9. That's even better. It was hovering between a 3 and a 19 because it's on the corner of the map.
Okay.
So that's gonna do. Is that strength?
It kind of felt like you were a pinball machine. Get over to the hole.
Oh, this is called
It was
tilt.
kind of-
Yeah, it was cocked. Like
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
right either way. So then I would like to. I think that's a -1, but it's still gonna be like an 18.
18 is exactly what you need to hit.
Perfect.
It's not a -1, by the way, because you have your proficiency bonus.
Oh yeah, you're right. So it'd be like
+2.
+2, yeah. So that's a D8. Where are my D8s at? 8 plus anything?
Strength. So 7.
Yes. 7 points of damage.
That is not an ideal weapon on you, by the way. It's more ideal on other people.
It's okay. The whip is not ideal on me.
And then my bonus action, I want to try with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Does it still have that thing out? 15, 16, 19.
And then it's initiative 20 for the imp things.
9 points of damage.
Is that including your mod?
Plus my wisdom, which is 12.
Okay.
Thank you all for helping me math.
Okay. Imp things.
And it dies.
This one is flanking you. What's your AC there?
My AC is 13.
Okay, so that's a hit. For 5 damage. And the other one, not flanking you, misses. With a 12. Okay.
Is it 3 squares for me to get next to it, or is it 2?
Emily.
2? Okay. I'm going to take a big gulp of air and hold my breath, run in, stab it, disengage, run back out.
I will allow you to do the Constitution saving throw at advantage because you're holding your breath.
Okay. Cool. 19.
You are fine.
Alright. And then with my rapier, stab this thing. Hopefully really good.
Just don't stab me.
That is an 18. Yeah. The 18 hits, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay. Mm. 10, 16, 19. Piercing.
So, can you describe how you kill this thing?
I stab it straight in its gut. And like I'm trying to think of like from the side, like angle it. I'm just stabbing it.
You're just stabbing it. No,
I'm just
no
really
special
upset.
flurry. It doesn't.
No,
make,
you know what? No, I just want it gone. So I'm just gonna
So-
stab it really, really hard, and then dart back out of the fog
Okay,
or the gas. Or,
super boring.
yeah. Well, you know, it's gross, and I don't like him very much, and
Yeah.
I understand.
All right. So Nate,
Yep.
you're still inside of it.
Does that mean I'm in the gas?
You're not in the gas. You have total cover to the gas. So you don't have to worry about that. But you still need to make death save.
Yep.
And you still need to roll me a d4.
That's a failed death save.
Nobody knows that but you. And then d4.
1.
So that one is currently with you. So there's one more Duckling. Okay. Yeah.
So my arm's down to about here.
Yeah. Yep. Your dice roll in hand.
Yep.
So that is Nate's turn. Demons not a thing anymore. Philip.
So the demon's just
Can you move me out of the box?
dead on the ground.
Yep. And there's 2 imps.
2 imps. At this point, I'm going to move over towards the closest one.
Is the gas still up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys will probably take it.
If you remove me, you could probably get between them if you wanted. Otherwise,
Yeah. You can put me right in between them.
It lasts for a long time.
Alright.
I figured.
It lingers.
So what I'm going to do is
Damn demon crop.
I'm going to flourish, so I'll use another key. I'll do 4 attacks, 2 against the one, 2 against the other, and this one will be here. Green crab attack. So do against the first 2. One is going to be 24. The other is going to be 15 for the first one.
They both hit. You kill it.
All right, and then 20 and 19 against the other one.
Yeah, you kill that. All right. We're still around, however. Have it.
So I would like to go up, gather the ducklings that were left on the ground.
But he's still inside the creatures.
I know, but he
Going.
left like 2 down there.
Yeah, there are
Okay.
2 ducks down there.
2?
Yeah.
2 or 3?
Or 2.
2.
Okay, so grab those, put them in my makeshift pouch.
No, 3.
Were there 3?
Yeah, because I rolled 2 1s and a 3.
You have a total of 7.
And then I would
So-
like to
Yeah, she has 6 out of
Okay.
1.
to start dissecting this thing in order to try and get him out.
So you take the pick, right? And you what? You just run it like up its belly, or
I think I might have I have that sword.
what sort?
That one sword that I collected from outside.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
So you kind of like a scalpel and just
Yeah.
whoop.
Surgical precision.
Okay.
Um,
Can you roll a medicine check?
not my best work.
A little sloppy.
Yeah, definitely rushed.
Accidentally stabbed Elrindle, killing him.
So we have a 15.
Okay. So yeah, that takes your turn or your standard action. You make an incision in this thing's stomach, where you approximate the stomach would be, and the force of the innards with it lying there, and Arundel kind of slides out, covered in goo,
With a duck.
with a duck. Yep. And
Alright, so then I'm preparing to cast some spells.
yeah,
But I don't think I have any. Do I have a bonus action that does that stuff?
Emily,
I got nothing. I'm just gonna move around so I can get a better view
One
of
duck.
what's going on.
Me?
I'm staying out of the gas, though.
that's it.
Are these things I can tie to chaos?
Huh?
Are these rolls I can tie to chaos?
Tides of Chaos, I think, is no action, so therefore, yes.
Okay. Because I'd like to cash that in. That's better. Not by much, but it's better.
So, almost at a death there. So you for the viewers, you rolled a 1, and then decided to grant yourself advantage, so you can not roll a 1.
Got
And
a
one's
3,
an insta-death, right?
which is not a
Well,
1.
one is not an instant death. We already, it's
it would
two
be for
deaths.
him
It was
because
two
he's
death
already
failures
got
he
it.
already had.
Yeah, so
I
it
like
would
what
be for
happened to
him.
me.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Roll for duck.
roll for duck.
2 ducks.
2 more ducks.
Come here, little ducks.
And so
Ducks are bleeding out. Up to about the elbow now.
so now we're at Ryan's turn. Does Felric do anything?
Can I
Can't
go
go.
over and try and do like a medicine check to try and help stabilize him?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna go over.
At the very least, we gotta get out
24.
of this fog.
Okay. Yeah, and you probably drag him out of the.
Yeah.
Out of the.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take me a little while because it's the lowest strength. But
Is there any way I
It's
can
okay,
assist
my dude's
or no?
tiny.
Hmm?
Is there any way I can assist or no?
At this point, we're out of rounds.
Okay.
So you guys can.
Technically, I could have bountiful luck to die.
You can discuss on what
This
you want to do.
Can't hurt more.
With Stefan Elrindle needs to be quiet because he's unconscious. In the period of how many ducks are we up to?
8, 9.
Okay. In the next few moments, Elrindle ceases to be. I need 5 more of these. There we go. And there are 5 more ducks. Ducklings, sorry.
For a total of 14?
For a total of 14 ducklings. All of different various sizes. In fact, the one that makes up the torso is a very large duckling. It's still a duckling, where you can tell it's got the baby feathers and whatnot. It's got that
It's going to be a big duck.
the color, but it's
It's going to grow up to be a
it
big
was
duck.
proportional to the size of the thing that it replaced. Same with the ones on the arm. Were
So we
larger.
have
the thighs. were
14
pretty big.
ducklings of various sizes.
Yeah.
See.
Is Elrindle gone? Is he now totally ducks? Can I healing
Can
word
Elrindle
these ducks?
quack?
Can I? So Elrindle's not Elrindle anymore.
Yeah, it's a massive
He's just
duck.
a mass of ducks,
Yeah.
Swarm of duck.
and they're all still kind of petrifying.
That well, you actually have to roll another Constitution saving throw.
Don't you fail!
What'd you get?
5.
And he turns to stone.
They're all turned to stone, aren't they?
Oh, Elrindle is stone ducks.
Okay, I'm gonna pray. This is a time for praying.
Yeah. You're gonna
Is it a roll or a percentile? Tell me to roll.
percentile.
Percentile?
Yeah.
33.
Mm-mm. You do not hear the voice of Lathander within you.
Mending won't work.
Man, his fiance is gonna be really bummed.
Okay, so normally we don't break right now, but I'm
Now's a good time to
I
take a
think
break.
what's going to happen here is the group really needs to kind of think this through for a second. So what we're going to do is probably take a break like 20 minutes early here and kind of think about what the next actions are. And
Besides crying.
besides crying, yeah. And we'll be back in like 10 minutes with potentially the next step in our adventure. We'll see you in a moment. We're back, and we have some unfortunate news here. Even though we talked about this during the break, I don't know if players have any idea what to do next. And to be honest, I can't blame them. So here they are, with 14 ducks of various sizes. The largest duck of which has a almost equally as large crystal sticking out of its chest, that they know that it's very important. And so that's where we're at right now. Elrindle is effectively
Ducked.
at this point. So I was gonna say dead, but duck is he's very ducked. There's no ducking way that he's getting out of this.
We'll run this joker right to the ground.
All right, and I'll turn it over to you 3.
Oh,
Elrindle just gets to watch for a little while.
So there's a wizard downstairs. I don't know if he would know anything.
That would hurt to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll start picking up all
Carrying
the ducks.
ducks.
I'll gather all the ducks
Okay.
and put them in my pouch.
Unfortunately,
They're not all going to fit.
they're not all going to fit, and they are also very heavy. They are stone.
How many can I carry?
You can probably carry half of Elrindle.
Okay. So what I have and the big piece, the big duck.
Then it's the big duck plus a couple small ones. The big duck is the bulk of
I
it.
can carry some small ones.
We can make a few trips if we need to.
Yeah.
You just-
it's not like the ducks are going anywhere,
Right.
right?
Gideon can carry some.
I'm gonna
Yes.
take a look back at some of the ducks and make sure they haven't moved since the last time anybody looked at them.
Oh, weeping angel ducks.
Stop. Don't do that to us.
So you carry the ducks downstairs, and the wizard, who's still in the circle of protection, trapped inside of it, gets a very quizzical look as you come downstairs carrying these stone ducks. He had very obviously heard all the commotion upstairs, the spell casting, the arcane mechanism being activated, the shouting, Mississippi's whining. Sorry.
It's accurate.
But he looks to you, and then he looks at the duck, especially the duck with the crystal in its chest, and he says, "What happened?
So do you know?
Where is Elrindle?"
Do you
Randall.
You just call him Randall. Perfect.
do you know how to unpetrify someone, something, some creatures?
And how to unduck them?
I mean, the first thing is probably to unpetrify them. We should maybe not eat while we're making jokes about dogs.
He says, "If you'll just let me out of here."
Why don't you tell us if you can do it first or not?
Yeah.
He says, "Well, you need my help. Let me out of this circle."
We don't know if we need your help because we don't know if you can help us. So tell us whether or not you can help us
And how?
and how you're going to help us. And if it's enough help and that it seems like it would actually help, then we'll maybe consider letting you out.
He says, "I am a master of the arcane arts." He lifts his hands into the air, and all sorts of, well, it would be impressive to Elrindle, but magical explosions start happening in the air above him. And they seem to be bouncing off this force field that's all around. He says, and he looks back down to you and he says, "Magic is my game."
Magic was his game, and I point at a duck. No, I don't point at a duck. I hold up a duck. Magic was his game. And look what happened.
He says, "I have more magic in a finger than he had in his prime."
Mississippi's gonna smirk really bigly and like look at the duck and like, mm-hmm. Did you hear that? Not so cool now, are ya? And then down.
I don't know if I don't think you're ready for this.
I don't know that you don't know.
I would like to try and detect some evil or good to help discern if he may flee.
He's a demon in disguise.
Yeah, just to like
Would you
help
need
glean intentions.
I was gonna say, would you need to step into the circle to do that? But then you wouldn't be able to pass it in the circle, maybe.
Because we incited him last time, and we discerned that he wasn't being fully honest about his part in this.
But then he was giving us truths.
giving us the truth. So
Just not the whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
so help me with
help us,
Xander.
duck.
Yeah, so here's the thing. You know from what everybody's been telling and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and you just witnessed it, magical effects are not going through that.
Oh, okay.
So there's no way for you to cast anything out here to affect him, and vice versa. He just wants you to just.
Well,
I'll take this one.
okay.
I'll take this bad decision.
Okay.
Agreed?
Can you heal me first?
Well, sure, I guess I can do that. I'm just a piece of meat. Aren't I?
You
You're a mushroom, but
you are beefy.
A100 beefcake.
Yeah, with 8 strength.
I thought you had better than 8.
I was getting up to 10.
Oh,
Yeah. No. I think I decided that when we next leveled up when we get a feat. Or an
so at
ability
level
score.
8 you would. Yeah.
That's
Well-
what I'm aiming for anyways.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Healing you, yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because I'll back your decision, but I want to make sure I can.
All this quid pro quo.
Sending good duck energy.
Let's do cure wounds at a second
Teach
level
already.
slot. 1, 2, 3,
He's no longer the Archmage that we knew him to be.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Plus 3.
Okay.
So 16 more.
39.
Is that better?
That'll do.
Okay. Anyone else need more healing?
I'm good enough.
Good enough? Okay.
Yeah, I'm at like 3/5.
Okay. So I'll look at him. Like I'll step up to the line. I'll look at him.
Mhm.
Look in the eyes. And I will say, you duck us. I murder thou.
Okay.
Nice.
He says, I will not harm you in any way.
You no run either.
I will not run.
He's being truthful.
Roll an insight.
It's not an at one. Is it? Okay.
10.
He's being truthful.
Being truthful? Okay. Then I'll smudge the line.
He's like, I would never help that piece of garbage. He begins to cast a spell.
I'm gonna stab him.
Let's temporary go into rounds then.
To keep my initiative.
Nope, new initiatives.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
Alright. What did Belric get?
We're going off perception rate?
Everybody's rolling insights.
Oh, insights.
Oh, cool.
Much better, actually. 14, thank you.
11.
18.
Okay. Emily, you good to go.
I'm gonna stab him.
Okay.
In like the thigh.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you walk up to him and you stab him. Not to kill him though.
Not to kill him. It's to stop him from casting a spell.
Okay.
It's a 22.
Sure.
I don't have sneak. Well, I have allies within 5 feet of me. Do get sneak.
Would this be his bubble? Right here?
Sure. We don't need to worry about actual miniatures in this because there's not going to be any movement or anything like that.
17.
17 damage.
Avoiding the arteries that I know about.
There you go. Stats. Oh, there they are.
I didn't pay attention in biology class.
Okay.
So I don't know if elves have different arteries than halflings.
All right.
Shorter ones.
It's his turn.
And then I disengage.
Does he need any concentration checks?
Yeah, does he? I don't know. Did he finish casting the spell?
Because if we could cut a hand off,
Okay.
we need to.
I mean, we need him to be able to fix Elrindle. But he said he
If he
doesn't
can.
want to help the garbage. To be fair, we don't know exactly what he was referring to when he said garbage.
So he continues to cast a spell, and he does finish the spell.
Okay.
And you can see a portal appear before him. And inside the portal, you can see a kind of like a stone, kind of inside of a stone building with a red carpet that kind of runs up the center. And at the back, you can see somebody sitting there on a throne. And he steps through. You recognize that somebody.
Yeah, it's the Grand Arcanist.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And the portal closes behind him.
Would we venture to attack of opportunity?
Would I have been able? No.
Runs.
No.
So he just theoretical in your day, dimension door.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
Yeah.
So he just teleports away.
So.
So
Well, that's it. He's gonna die.
Yeah, that's Elrindle is ducks. Should we leave the ducks here? Do we take the ducks with us? Do we go back to the temple? Do you think the temple can help him?
the temple that is
My
not.
temple.
The Dark Prophet Temple, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could try. That would be amicable to that. Amendable.
I mean, we've still got the lizard, hopefully, out front. We'll find out in a moment. So it's not like transporting the ducks is an issue.
Anything in that book you found about ducks?
Anything in the book I found about ducks or petrification or demons or okay. I'm gonna okay.
Can
So
I help? Can I help you guys?
well, I have one question.
Yeah.
First, was there like a library in this tower?
Yes.
You
Like
Well,
as
Phil-
as we went up, did Elrinda tell us what was on each floor?
No, he didn't. But you assume that there would be.
Okay, and I know that we skipped a couple floors.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Can I give you guys some help?
Sure.
There are several avenues you guys can go down. The church is absolutely an avenue. You're worried on what they would need to do to grant enough magic to have fake divine powers in your eyes to undo this, right?
Yep.
But you're also less than a day away, just under a day away from Redmere, where they love Elrindle. Apparently.
Where we
Allegedly.
are. Well, two of us are also slaves now without a master.
Then there's other options around that are on that map that you just don't know about or whatnot. There's other people out there that could potentially help you.
Yeah.
You could always try to go
Do you think?
to a grotto.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing out spitballing some options at you that you would
There's
think
the
about.
seer. There's the wishing well back in Harmony.
Those are other options.
Yeah. Abbott, do you think the Gedelians, those flowers that they make the healing potions out of, do you think that those could be used to fix him?
We
The
could certainly,
temple would know.
we could certainly give it a try.
So
Gather some.
back in your day,
Mhm.
they were a lot smaller.
Yeah. Now they're like
However,
this big.
Yeah, now they're like sunflower sized, right?
Mhm.
But back in your day, you were still making healing potions out of those things, right?
Mhm.
So they're bigger now, and obviously glow with more magic than
Mhm.
the ones that you've seen. So possibility,
Yep.
right? You don't know what the extent of the changes are to those, but they are definitely more potent than what you
Mhm.
remember them being.
Well, it wouldn't be unreasonable because on the other side of Redmere, right? That there's a whole grove of them, right?
No, that's just trees. It's the next one, the field.
It's a field.
Oh, okay. So we would just go up,
Yeah,
Up
so
and-
one,
up and
two, and left.
Yep.
West.
and we wouldn't even have to go through Redmere.
Well, yeah, Redmere is directly above us.
We go
Or
over
we go
and around.
left,
Yeah.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think our better bet, if we're going to be using the flowers, would be to go to the people who know how to use the flowers, which is the temple.
And back in your day, they were guarded, right?
And we have heard from the gypsies, travelers,
Yeah.
tieflings, that
We'll go on.
Human variants.
that was heavily guarded. He wanted what, like 100 gold, 200 gold for a flower? A lot of money. A lot of money.
We didn't have that.
Didn't have.
We didn't have that in our starting currency.
No.
You want to explore around the tower some more?
I just want to find a library. Yeah.
Okay. So
Floor 4, I think.
So have we decided that we are going to leave the
yeah, you go down.
stone here?
You go down one floor. Yeah, you go down one floor, and
Well, technically upper floor because we were in his bedroom. Floor in between this and
oh, the floor in between this one
Yeah.
and the top one. Yeah, that's what it is. So you go up a floor, and there's a door there that opens up into kind of like a dining hall. And then you go to the door to the north, and there's a library there.
Okay.
So that's like the northern half here.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the door to the west there, and then there's like it looks like Elrindel's office.
Okay.
Kind of like more of a clerical office. We'll roll a investigation.
Natural 20 for a total of 25.
Okay, so as you're kind of going through, you found the library and whatnot, but on the same floor as the library, you notice that the southern portion of the tower is completely inaccessible. There's a third of the tower that you can't get to. Okay.
Okay, so in the library, looking for books
Okay.
discussing petrification.
So you open the door. The air here is musty. You see that
It's my
there.
favorite smell.
The door itself has rubber seals around the door that kind of makes it kind of a
Hermetically sealed.
Yeah.
hermetically sealed room.
Protects the books.
There are the room is filled with dozens of shelves of old books. Near the door of the table with it has a great deal of unused parchment and inkwell and quill, gloves, tongs, and unlit oil lamp with red tinted glass. That lamp itself is fashioned to the table.
Okay.
Okay. So you begin to search around here.
Yes.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Okay, I had a 25 on investigation. If you wanted to use that, but I can roll another perception too.
Okay.
It's a 26.
So you found that most of these books, kind of going through, are focused into 3 categories.
Okay.
There's a series of books about glass blowing, sculpting, and creation of lenses, and that's an entire section of books. There's an entire section of books about that are on light, the idea of light and refraction and reflection and all that. Mixed around that is some pseudoscience about that. Some of them are also a few books on poetry and philosophy. And then the last section of books are all about metalworking, and a lot of them talk about basic crafts, but a small number of them talk about large-scale industrial work. Specifically, talks about the crafting of large-scale golems, and also the metalwork talks about how to infuse the crystals into the metal without destroying the magic within it. It's a very delicate craft. So, and one of the things is, it's like several of the books could just say, just get a dwarf to do it.
Understandable. All right. I got nothing. So I will.
Okay.
I make note of what books are here.
When you actually pass back through the office,
Yes.
when you're going into the office,
Yep.
there is this desk, but somebody's sitting actually opposite the desk, and yet it's slightly translucent, very much like Belric. And when you enter through there, that door, you can see him sitting on the table, and he becomes at attention, and he motions to sit down and have you sit down in front of him in the opposite.
Are you telling me it's a ghost of Elrindle?
No, not
Oh,
Elrond.
okay.
It's a ghost like Belric.
Okay. I don't. Is it an elf? Is it a human?
You cannot tell the race.
Okay.
Those features have
Vaguely humanoid.
those humanoid. Those features have faded away.
Medium-sized or small?
Medium sized, absolutely.
So he is behind the desk,
But
or
you
he
can't
is.
quite tell the ears. You're no
Okay,
longer
okay.
able to tell skin color or anything like
Okay.
that.
So he's behind the desk, like where Elrindle would sit,
Yeah.
or he's. Okay, I walk in and I'm just like, hello.
Okay. He
I
says,
wasn't expecting anyone to be here.
"Are you a gambling woman?" He speaks. His voice barely traveling over to you. He says, "If you are, please sit."
Am I a gambling woman?
Halfling lock.
Halfling lot. Yeah. I sit in the chair.
He opens up a drawer and pulls out a board. He starts beginning to arrange pieces of the board. He hands you some cards, places some cards next to the board, and then he keeps some cards in his hand. You don't recognize this game at all.
Okay. It's okay. I was checking to see if I had any gambling. I don't. I got nothing. So cool. All right. What are the rules?
So he starts to begin to convey this intricate set of rules, moving miniatures on the board, using cards to represent abilities and whatnot, and some sort of Clue-esque style game.
Okay.
And he says, "This character is yours. This character is mine. These are neutrals, and you
Okay.
can move them." And
Okay.
the whole goal is to have your character beat my character.
What do I win if I beat your character?
He says, I will give you a secret.
Can I invite my friends to watch?
He says, not if they intend to play.
But they can watch.
If they intend to play,
They can't watch.
they cannot watch.
Okay. I'm gonna holler for Abbott.
Mhm.
And when you come in sight, I'm gonna stop you before you enter the room.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, there's a dude here. Ghosty. What's your name? Do you have a name?
Says, it's been years since the incident. Renfrey.
Renfrey here and I are gonna play a game, and if I win, he gives me a secret. Would that secret, could your secret potentially be a way to reverse petrification?
He says, if you are knowledgeable in the way of the arts, then potentially. You're the wrong person that has happened to.
So I guess it's not necessarily me that has to play this game. Maybe you'd be better suited, or Gideon would be better suited. But game.
So I'll ask. So I know that if she wins, she gets a secret. And if I'll ask him what happens if he wins. So like, what happened if you win?
He says, I will get her ethereal body, or her material body.
So I'll say.
You sure you want this? Like, I'm pretty short. You look like you were bigger in life. You might be disappointed.
I'll offer to trade.
No comment.
So I'll say. So I'll say.
But that if you watch, you can't play. But that if you don't watch, you could potentially play after I play. Maybe. I don't know.
So I'll say.
Do you want to play a game?
Un momento.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell this all to you. I'll like go find you wherever you are.
Well, okay.
Quick.
Wherever you are.
Can I do an insight to see if I know anything about that game?
No,
It's completely
It's
something
new.
came out afterward.
completely new.
Can I roll an insight on this translucent figure to determine that he would hold up his end of the bargain should the game?
Sure.
21.
You have no reason to doubt
Okay.
him.
Well, after telling him. Are you coming with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will volunteer.
Mhm.
Just trade places with her.
Okay.
And play. But I will first give you ducks. Give you ducks.
Give Gideon ducks.
Gideon's holding ducks. Everyone's holding ducks. So everyone
Everyone that's stuck.
gets
Thank
ducks.
you for these ducks.
Look under your seats,
Bonus
America.
Okay.
I'll play.
You get a duck.
All right.
You get a duck.
Everybody gets
You cool?
Yeah. This is only a little terrifying. It's okay. I have plenty of people. It's fine.
It's my shroominess that'll protect me.
We'll see.
Also, I'm a far better specimen than both of you.
And I will.
Do you have card games or dice games in your proficiencies?
I don't believe so. I don't think acolytes get them.
And I'm going to stay within the room.
And watch.
And lend my lucky aura to her game.
I'm going to
Sending
sit
good
outside
His
the room
game.
with
Sending
my
good
back to
vibes.
there, and I'm just going to be holding the ducks and kind of meditating.
Meditating on the ducks.
So, don't re-roll. Once.
That's anytime.
It's once per round, so
Okay.
6 seconds.
yeah, it's a reaction on my part.
Okay.
So
Right. He begins to shuffle his pieces, and then he starts muttering something about moving so many of the neutral pieces, and he begins to do that. He rolls a dice and then grabs some cards and plays some cards.
this is the other one, wasn't he? And he was completely useless as an apprentice.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't
He
pay
looks
attention
up
to
to
them.
you and he says, "That was my turn. It is now yours."
So am I gleaning?
He
Like,
explained the whole thing.
He did explain the whole set of rules.
Okay. So then, what do I need? I guess I don't look
Yeah.
at my hand, and I don't
You
know.
look at your hand. You have a certain set of cards. They allow you to have so many actions, and you look at your
You're playing Exploding Kittens.
yeah. You look at your character. You can move your character so much. You can move some of the neutral ones.
You're playing
based on the
Playing
Dungeons and
cards.
I was gonna
Dragons.
say that's we're just playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Roll your first roll
Get rid of all mine.
is your understanding of the game.
Is how quick I pick it up.
Yeah, it's how quick you pick it up. This is an intelligence-based roll.
I smart.
I would say this is a history roll.
History. So that's a 6.
You're playing Go Fish.
Yeah, pretty much. Do you have a 5?
You look at your cards and you're like, you have no idea what to do. You
Yeah.
move a couple characters, you move some neutral characters,
And he yells at you for doing
play
the
some
wrong
cards, you roll a die, and he looks to you and he grins.
Okay. Alright.
It's his turn. He moves more characters around the board. He
He's
goes,
confused.
moves his character closer. He plays some cards and rolls some dice. You have no clue on what's going on here.
Courtesy of Ellen. He inspired me.
Unduck this situation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I might need it.
And he then looks to you and he says, "It's your turn." Now that you've seen the game get played, you're starting to get it a little bit. Now it's all about tactics and wise choices. Roll an insight.
maybe I would be better suited for this game.
You would
Because
have-
so far the 2 rolls have been my expertises.
She has good insight.
I have
It's good.
20.
You see an opening and flaw in his game, and you're able to exploit it. You place some characters, boosted neutrals, and have your character positioned well. However, your opening play seemed to put you back, and opening play put you on the hind leg. This only kind of gets you up on par. With
Mm-hmm. So neither of us are really ahead.
Neither of you are really ahead at this point.
Okay.
And then it gets to the end of the game. The end of the game is all about domination. He plays some characters, moves some things around, moves his main character, plays some cards, and you can see that he is posed to take over the board. And it's your turn. You know that you need to strike with this. You need to make an absolute move. Roll an intimidation. This is you making a move, showing your posturing that you can take over the game.
22.
Okay. His moves were weak. He positioned himself poorly. You saw and you were able to strike. And you believe that you have the upper hand in this game.
Mhm.
He looks to you. He says, Very well. He looks over to the right and he says, "Illusion, go." He snaps his finger and the wall disappears and you can see another set of bookshelves behind.
This was the south side of the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
He says, "You wish to play again?"
What more you share?
He says, "For your body." For your body. I grant you a bit of wisdom.
As in, like, a bit of wisdom?
Like as in, I improve my wisdom score, my imaginary wisdom score.
No, I mean, no. You don't know what he means.
I'll play.
You'll play again.
Yep.
Okay, so the first roll is your...
The room is not bigger than 30
History
feet,
roll.
right? The newly revealed bookshelves, they're not bigger than 30, not farther than 30 feet away from Abbott?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go peruse the books while keeping an ear out for
Roll investigation.
Abbott.
16.
And then the next roll was insight. And the last roll was intimidation.
21.
I
On the
have
insight. And intimidation.
15 on investigation.
So you find a spell book in there, which is basically useless for you. And then there are...
I have eyes, I can read.
4 scrolls.
4 scrolls.
11.
Okay. You had him on the whole game. You completely dominated him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final turn, like, he seemed to have just given up. He gave up all hope. You can see the little bit of emotion that you can see through him. You can see it just completely drained. And with that, he starts to disappear. But as he starts to fade, he says, "Ask me one question about whatever happened in the last 300 years, and I will tell you."
Oh no.
That was advertising. But yeah.
One question about the history of what happened in the last 300 years.
Yeah.
Can I read the scrolls? Are they legible?
So you find it. While she's thinking about it,
Yeah.
you're searching through the library here, and this is all about the abyss.
Great.
Right. So there are tomes covering communication with other worlds, encyclopedias of creatures from beyond. Basically, you're hearing about things like demons, devils, abyssal creatures. Some of these are like there are a lot of things that are giving them names that you've never heard before. And there's pictures here. Like there's a whole book on the genealogy of panthers evolving into displacer beasts, and it says the word displacer beast, and that term comes from some alternate like plane of existence.
Okay.
Right.
And how many encyclopedias are there of these creatures? Just tons of encyclopedias? Or is there like one or two that stand out as the most comprehensive?
The problem is you don't know beyond, like, for example, the panthers.
Right.
You don't really know what...
So there's not like, this is a book of all the creatures in the world.
No.
It's
Like, each book is
okay.
on a creature.
Okay.
There are 200 scrolls about knots.
About what?
Knots. Shoelaces, tying knots, maritime procedures, etc. Okay.
Okay.
Lastly, a secret hobby of yours? Of Elrindle's? What secret hobby would Elrindle have that he didn't want to tell anybody about, but he's super obsessed? Well,
Writing music. That's why I hated Gideon.
so there is an entire bookshelf dedicated to prose written by Elrindle. And the music is okay. It's not bad. It's not Gideon level, right? But it's not bad. Like, it's passable, very passable. There's some early work that's garbage, but the later work it seems to be okay.
Gideon's writing Stairway.
From
I'm
an
writing,
objective standpoint.
From yeah.
Gideon's writing Stairway. I'm writing Wonderwall.
And then there are 4 scrolls, and the 4 scrolls are the Expedious Retreat, Ray of Sickness, Thunderwave, Magic Circle. Your question?
I would like to ask, what, you said Glen Boyle is your university, the one that hasn't fallen?
The one that's been sieged multiple times.
But never been
burned
taken?
multiple times and never been completely destroyed.
So I would like, I'm stuck between asking about the location of the rest of the crystals or finding out what is so unique to Glen Boyle that makes it so impenetrable. I think I'm going to ask that question.
Okay. So you ask the second question. What is so unique about Glen Boyle that
That it cannot be taken.
says it's twofold? First, they have studied and learned the power of how to harness the crystal shard, like upstairs. Second, they have a powerful being protecting them, known as the Prince.
Okay.
That he fades into nothingness.
Alright.
Pelric, what are you doing this whole time?
I've been.
Are you still out there meditating?
Yeah, and
You have
I've
no
actually
idea.
arranged the ducks so that they can just kind of meditate too. I'm just kind of watching over them.
He's
Just
like,
in
Okay.
duck
As
circle.
I'm perusing the cabinets, I probably have a duck. I'm just like, what do you think of this book, Elrindle? Oh, you wrote music. Well, I mean, it's not awful. I mean, some of these are garbage.
Some of it's okay.
It's not. Some of it's not horrible.
so question for y'all. Did I ask a bad question? Because I personally was curious to know. No one knew why.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's a bad question.
Okay.
I personally would have asked the first one to get more definitive answers on where the crystals are, where the different crystals are. But I think we do have a pretty good hunch on where the
That's
crystals
what I was
are.
thinking, and we'll find them.
So I mean, and
Well, you got told about one. One's in Glen Boyle.
yeah.
Mhm.
So this reinforces that, which is fine. But I do think that this was a decent question, because this was going to be one of our next destinations.
Okay.
So it's kind of good to know what we're going into.
So it wasn't a trash question.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. No.
Plus, it was kind of curious as to how they would have been fending everything off. Like, we know why the monks are still there; they can fight. But like a bunch of bookworms.
Librarians, yeah.
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 Conan the Librarian.
Oh boy.
So yeah,
angry people
that was what I
whacking
wanted
with
to know is
rulers.
what was so
My bag
unique
of carrots
to.
now going to
Glen
be a
Boyle
librarian scholar.
Yep, and
So-
it's all because they can harness crystal apparently, and they also have the Prince protecting them.
So I will pass that information on to you two.
Thank you.
So once you're done,
I found books.
moving-
Elrindle thinks he can write music.
Okay.
I also found these spell scrolls and the spell book. Is it just like one of Elrindle's spell books?
No, it's not one of Elrindle's, but
Okay.
it's one of Calcium's.
Okay.
There is one thing I wanted to look for though while we were in this tower is
Power level way above Elridals.
Yeah,
know,
so I'm
I-
gonna take the spellbook and the scrolls, by the way. Just
so I had overheard something about glass making and stuff like that.
yes.
Does he have any like inventions around that like would be like two like darkened glass lenses attached to wire that one may like perch on their nose?
But there's
You will-
probably instructions on how to make spectacles.
There is an entire book on crafting of these, but none. You don't see any actual glass work anywhere here.
So he didn't have like a room that he tinkered with.
That was upstairs where
That's
we thought
upstairs?
where the portal
Uh-huh.
was.
Okay,
There was
It was the
tinkering.
workshop.
that was a workshop, but I didn't see anything.
The
like that.
workshop is completely different than what he had left there
Yeah.
last. So,
Okay, so I'll
and
take that.
some of these books were his. Not everything is Elrindle's.
Well, I mean,
obvious in the-
clearly those encyclopedias of creatures couldn't have been Elrindle's because it notes the genealogy of these things over the last 300 years.
Yeah.
And I will definitely point your attention towards that. Look! Panthers! They actually were panthers!
at one point.
Oh,
Back in
God.
our day.
Yeah.
Back in our day.
So I take the book on glassware, like how to make
Yeah.
glasses
Sorry.
and spectacles and stuff like that.
And if now, okay, so what we had heard was, demons was what we heard was what they were summoning.
Yeah.
So I will find some of the encyclopedias that look most comprehensive on demons and probably devils because I don't know if I, Mississippi, know the difference between them.
So there is
Demons 101.
there's a primer
Dummy's Guide to
on
Demons.
what's called there's a primal on infernal creatures,
Okay. I take that.
and that book basically kind of grants you what your player knowledge of demons have.
Okay.
Right. So generally, what demons are, kind of what they're called, kind of visual aspects of them. You know.
Sure. To recognize them, habitats,
Yeah.
signs
The
of
variety of them, the
a brief scope of their abilities.
yeah.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you go and there's a whole section on succubuses and incubuses and how they seduce people and that kind of thing.
There's one more thing.
Heresy for dummies.
I would like to take a change of clothes of his. Is
So-
it looked up in the wardrobe or anything?
Yeah, it's no longer his bedroom,
That's fine.
so it's a change of calcium's clothes.
Okay, and Calcium and I are about the same size, right?
Sure.
Sure, we can make it work. So I
Yeah.
want to take a
They wear
Set-
robes, so if you're two inches taller, it's just no big deal.
yeah.
Your feet show a little more.
So I
Show a
would
little
like
more skin.
to
There, have it.
take a oh my ankles.
Yeah.
How scandalous.
You're gonna make me swoon over here. Be careful. Those ankles are almost eye level.
Almost. So I would like to take a change of clothes just in case I would have to hide my identity.
Okay. So you have a set of wizard's robe, pointed hat.
And you said there were books on communicating between the planes.
Yeah, covering
Okay.
communication with the other worlds. Basically, it's a roll in Arcana.
Oh boy. This is horrible. Okay. Natural 20 for a 22.
Okay. For an untrained eye, but
Very untrained
but
eye, but
unfortunately,
an
you-
educated but an untrained.
Unfortunately for you,
Yeah.
you are a bookworm.
Yeah,
Right? And
yeah.
so you're reading through it, and basically, a lot of the tomes kind of like uncover the fact that with the boosted magic and whatnot, they were able to project messages
Okay.
across into other planes, and then their communication became two-way.
Okay.
Mostly because things didn't know that they were existing, right? It kind of they draw attention to the world. However, it wasn't a big deal until they started bringing things in and that kind of thing. So then mostly it talks about the communication and it touches on the fact that there are way other planets. There are other
Mhm.
worlds out there where magic is a little bit more plentiful, and especially these what they call these outsider planes, where with these like demonic creatures, and there's planes with angelic creatures and whatnot.
Okay. And is there so communicating and portals? Anything about portals for dummies in this section?
So you get to the point where you just can't understand it anymore. It's all complete gibberish.
Yeah.
And
It's all technical jargon that's just clouding up my brain.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
like, okay, so half the time it's written in arcane runes, and you have no idea what that means.
Okay,
You
so I
can't
skip
read
to the
that.
parts that are in common,
and
and
then it doesn't make sense
I
because there's
gotcha.
no context.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha.
So.
Sure. Okay. Great. So we're not alone. Yeah. Okay. Well, ducks. What do you think?
Stares intently in Duck.
I'm gonna turn that duck facing away from me.
Kind of like the pictures in a bedroom.
Yeah.
You turn the picture frame away while you're about to do something dirty.
Yeah.
I wonder what she's gonna do.
I'm nothing.
Not gonna give us a dirty duck joke.
All right, so now what?
Now what?
I would eventually like to study this plate that I have.
This plate. Okay, roll a religion.
Would this all be? Could we while we're hanging out here doing various things? Could this be considered a short rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not fighting anything, and we're not doing anything but looting this whole tower.
Right.
Religion, you say? 17.
All right. So as you're studying the discs, you're slowly uncovering basically the basis of the Lathander religion. A lot of the stuff you already know,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's like it's kind of like spelling out things and whatnot. Some of these things you're realizing that as you're kind of going through it, there's so many of these kind of rituals and whatnot that the church of what you saw had lost. And so what you're kind of doing is you're reviewing kind of like all the basics here, and these are basics to you, but you realize to somebody that has no idea of the Lathander religion, or even the Lathander religion of today, would like they're so disconnected
Mm-hmm.
that these basics need to be covered. So that's kind of where you're at right now. We're like when do you pray to Lathander? What can Lathander do? What are the things that you should be doing?
So it's like the Bible and the holy commandments and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's like right now as you're going through it, it's still basic stuff. You're like you haven't gotten to the advanced meaty stuff yet.
Okay.
The abbot level stuff.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you would like to do while you're roaming around in this tower? You took your short rest. You recovered some hit points. You want to put all your ducks in a row and
Showed surprising restraint. We hadn't used that joke
Yeah,
yet.
that's,
Yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
one.
Do you got all your ducks in a row in the tower?
It's more of a pile.
More a little French way.
Okay. So
Adorn the lizard.
here you are. The tower itself is mostly kind of taken care of. Most of the rest of the rooms are uninteresting. You never did go down to the basement, but you're now afraid to go down there based on kind of what you've been in the tower. Like, if I mean,
Can't be much worse.
Right? What's the worst that's gonna happen? More ducks?
So I have a question. Since the one wall got disappeared on this floor, does that mean the wall that was throughout the other floors
No, that was an actual wall. You had to go up to go down.
This
Ah.
one was an
This was
illusion.
just illusion. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I could have walked through it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I would never have walked through a bookshelf.
It wasn't a bookshelf. It was a stone wall.
I would never have walked through a stone wall.
Yeah.
All right.
Where do
yeah.
you want to go?
So we get on our lizard, and on the bright side, we now have absolutely no reason to revisit Redmere
Mm-hmm. So we can
ever again.
So we can go around it.
Yeah, so we can just go. Hello. There, and there, and there to the temple.
You go into the Temple of Lathander.
That's kind of my best guess.
About the time we would start getting close, because I assume we have time to do that now, don't we? Since-
What?
To go to the church, or
Yeah. Well,
Well, we're not on any time crunch, really.
You're not on any time frame.
Oh, you mean like game time?
yeah, game time.
What is this?
8:45.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Anytime, yeah. Yeah. So I would probably change into the. Well, no. Since
If you're going to the church.
yeah, I can wear my church garb.
Mhm.
I don't have to change my identity for that.
Mhm.
So yeah, then ixnay on that then.
All right. Just roll to see if anything happens on the way. I see that just a second. I need to know how many days.
1, 2,
3-ish?
3.
2 days of travel. We arrive on the 3rd day.
Oh.
Did you break your pen?
This pencil.
Pencil?
This is my D&D pencil.
Okay.
I've used this for 15 years,
Yep.
and I just broke it. Bad luck. All right.
Summer.
That's the point where it's bad luck.
Yeah. Okay. So halfway through the second day. That would be when you're just getting into the tile to the southeast of the Temple of Lathander. You see off in the distance that riding atop gigantic horses made out of metal. You can see pistons beating within their chests, and they kind of, as they step on, kind of trot on the earth. The entire earth kind of rumbles. You see knights riding atop.
Hey!
With lances, shields strapped to their back, on great swords, kind of. Well, these mechanical beasts there are more of like, instead of strapped to the beast, it's more like placed in a receptacle, right? Like
I hate this.
the sword just
Okay.
kind of goes into the horse to some extent,
Okay.
right?
I hate this. Alright.
You can
Carry
see that
on.
there are 9 such knights. They have green skin, black hair, and horns that kind of come out. And unlike most of the humans you've seen, these horns more look like ram's horns, and they kind of go out to 2 points. And they are riding in your direction, and they are. The whole earth seems to move as they are heading towards you.
Are we in plains area?
Yeah, you are in Plains area.
So there's tall grass
There's tall grass.
and small shrubberies.
The tall grass is probably about 7 or 8 feet off on any given side from the
Okay.
road.
I'm going to
There is a lone tree here and there as well.
tumble off of the lizard, sprint into some tall grass, and hide.
Okay.
Stealth.
Yep.
And make my way tall grass to tall grass alongside as the lizard is traveling. Because we said the lizard doesn't travel any faster than us.
Mm-hmm.
So. Cool. So you said that those horses they were inserted into the horses. Is that
The mechanical horses.
mechanical
Do you
horses?
actually have the Trojan horse?
It's a Trojan horse.
That's the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Make it out. Nope. Alright. Anyways, yes.
And you can keep it because I'm gonna use it right now. That's much better. That is a 28.
What do you two do? And how many ducks do you have?
I give my ducks to Gideon.
So Gideon.
Gideon's a pack mule.
Gideon's
I know.
keeper of the duck.
Okay.
So I still have some of the ducks. Am I also able to give mine to Gideon?
Okay.
So carefully give them to Gideon.
Well, they could all the ducks could be stored on the.
That's right. They're saddlebags.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. We put the ducks
But-
on the lizard.
Yeah.
And if the lizard goes away, well, it was fate.
Abbott, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Are you hiding?
I'm also gonna get down and try and hide.
Okay. You can't hide a lizard. So what are you doing, Abbott?
I'm gonna guide the lizard off to as far from off to the side of the road.
Okay.
Even if I have to stop or something so that they can get past.
Okay.
12 on stealth.
Are they one by one or one? Or are they?
They're riding in kind of a group. One is leading for sure, and then the other 8
Are
are,
the-
kind of in formation behind.
Are the horses still regular horse sized?
No.
They're bigger?
Bigger than a Clydesdale.
Okay.
Oh.
Hmm.
Bigger.
Okay, so, so I will be guiding. I would have taken control of the lizard and started moving it, guiding it to the side of the road so that way they can get past.
Okay.
Because obviously, I can't hide the lizard, and at this point, a random lizard in the middle of nowhere raises more questions than someone on a lizard.
Okay. So
Keep horses
after
past on the lizard.
they're riding really fast, and the one in lead with this especially large set of horns, he looks like he pulls a lever on the back of the horse, and it slows down, and he says, "Keep going. I will question this one." And he steps off the horse. They continue on, but they slow down to kind of like they're waiting for him,
Sure.
right?
They slow their pace. So they can
And
catch up.
first off, you recognize on his breastplate the symbol of Lathander.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I've got my stuff on too.
Yeah. Yes. Right. And he takes out his sword and dismounts from the horse. As soon as he dismounts from the horse stands up on his hind legs and then begins to chink into a kind of like a tall humanoid figure that stands probably about 20 feet tall.
So I'll slowly get,
I don't want one as much
slowly
What?
slide off the.
Oh, I said I want one earlier, and now I'm like, I don't want one as much anymore.
So I'll
Yeah.
do the non-threatening thing.
Yeah.
And start, slowly sliding off the lizard.
Anyway, so the knight
Holding
says,
the reins.
"You priest," as you're kind of going down, he says, "Have you seen any odd-looking fellows around?"
No. Only me. And that one up top.
Is Gideon hiding?
Do we want to roll, see if Gideon's hiding?
Do you want Gideon to hide?
I think I prefer Gideon hid, yes.
Oh, he's a charisma monkey.
We're hiding Gideon.
But he can't do anything. He's just
Gideon's
sitting there.
hiding in the grass as well.
He's just, raising more questions.
So he approaches you, and he's waiting for you to get down off the lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she did.
He stands probably about a foot over you, 7 foot tall-ish. You're tall yourself, right? Abbott is tall.
Abbott's really tall.
Yeah. So he stands really tall. He's very muscular. He extrudes menace. You can tell, like he's got a permanent sneer on his face. And he says,
Evil person.
"Yeah." He says, "Priest, tell me, have you seen anyone odd lately? There's word that there are evildoers afoot."
I'll say in Redmere, I see big giant man. big giant bowling.
He says, "Oh no, no hermits. I'm not talking about the hermits." He says, "What?"
No, that's great. Carry on.
Says, "No. They look like the people from the fairy tales. 2 little ones and 3 your size." He says, "One has a crystal in his chest, apparently."
Allegedly.
Okay.
Therefore extremely dangerous. Have you seen anyone that matches the description? He generally kind of reads off the descriptions of what you guys look like 300 years ago.
Hey, I'm bald
So
now.
I'll-
My hair can't be used as a description.
What
So
I'll,
you look
and
different.
I look different enough
Yeah,
that
and
they're
you-
not questioning with my mushroom cap.
Yeah.
So I'll say, like, no, I treat man with gem in Redmere in clinic.
Says that makes sense. They were recently seen in a wizard's tower not too far from there. Right. Thank you. Will Lathander be with you?
And also with you.
I'm so glad we hid.
And he turns around and he like pulls the finger of the horse and then like horse man and then it like
The
Re-horses.
it like re-horsesizes itself.
This is
And he gets on top of it. He puts his sword back into its belly,
Mhm.
and you can see him push a lever, and then he starts to ride off.
just leave. Just leave. Just go. Great.
Yeah, you're lucky that you're duck now, because otherwise I don't know if we would have been able to pull that off.
So all the while he kind of keeps looking back at you, and he sees you get up back onto your horse.
And what I'll do,
Not your horse, your
what I'll do is I'll get back onto the lizard and I'll start slowly keep going the way I was going, because they can all catch up with me
Yeah.
Yeah.
eventually.
Easily.
Yeah, you guys walk just as fast as
Yeah.
the lizard. So just a little bit of hustle.
Yeah, because I don't want to be seen just waiting there like.
Yeah.
Seems like a good place.
So after a moment, you all catch up with him once
They're out of sight.
they're out of sight.
That was uncomfortable.
So you believe that those are knights of your order.
Yep.
They're riding giant mechanical beasts. They are a little bit more armed than what you remember, but they definitely were sporting the same kind of equipment otherwise, like with the plate
It's
armor.
not the way of Lathander. Well, it is the way that they believe is the way of Lathander, but not the way of the true Lathander.
All right. So the next day you arrive at the Temple of Lathander. If you remember, it's this. You approach it. There's this large statue that children are throwing rotten vegetables at of the Dark Prophet. That
Dark Prophet.
looks relatively similar to her, although a lot of the features have been worn off through weathering and ages. They've got the large actual cathedral itself, and then like a cloister of buildings that are behind it.
So my vote is, since those were knights of your order, we're now at your temple. Yeah. We should be sneaky and like go around instead of like through the center of the complex to try and find where they process.
Is there like a back gate?
the flowers?
The cloister itself is open. There's
Oh, it's all open. There's
no walls.
Okay.
Yeah, just going behind buildings instead of like right through the middle.
Yeah, we're not gonna go
Hoods up.
through
Things like
town
that.
square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you and Gideon are both wearing robes of
Vestments.
Lathander.
Yep.
Vestments of whatnot. So do you want to go back behind the large cathedral to kind of the actual set of buildings there?
Yeah. Yep. Not
Okay.
through the side, I guess we could say.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're not coming in like right
Yeah.
through
Yep.
downtown.
So back here, there's a set of buildings. There, you know, there's a scriptorium. There was a barracks, kind of like a training area and whatnot. What are you looking for specifically?
Someplace where they process the flowers into potions.
Yeah, so like the apothecary or something.
Yeah, there was one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you make your way in. Once you kind of like go just inside the door, there is a knight that's kind of sitting there on a chair, but it pays you no mind that you're walking in with the vestments. He takes a look at you, no problem. You walk through, and you get inside, and you can make out this building didn't exist, because the whole production was a lot more. How do I say this?
One dude in a hut.
Yeah.
Back room.
Small time.
Bathtub.
Small batch.
Yeah, but
Bathtub
we're
potion.
talking here. We're talking large vats of stuff.
Industrial
You can-
crafting.
yeah, exactly. You can see.
This isn't your hobby apothecary. This is your professional
Your day job.
OSHA certified.
The OSHA manuals everywhere, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Safety
everyone's
goggles.
wearing like
masks.
beard masks
Yeah.
and everything.
So your heart sinks though when you get in here. So
My heart sinks when I see anything.
well,
in this
we'll
town.
get to why your heart sinks in just a second. So you see that there are large vats. There's the entire kind of area has got kind of like yellow dust and whatnot. The vats themselves have yellow.
So not
crud.
OSHA certified.
Huh? Yeah.
Not
No, you should be
OSHA.
wearing some sort of particulate mask in here. You can see that in the back there's kind of like a station with a bunch of vials and whatnot. There's some large, looks like like distillery machines, but in the back corner there's a vat and with a kind of a set of stairs that kind of go up, and above the vat you can see that there is a man with red skin and horns who's wearing just a loincloth, and he's splayed out, and it looks like they are poking him with knives in his chest region every once in a while, and he bleeds down into this vat.
Oh, that would make my heart.
He's
sink,
alive?
yeah.
Yeah. How
They're
how,
bleeding him.
How alive?
They're bloodletting him into this vat.
How alive does he look? On death's
Just.
door? Okay.
Just alive.
Okay.
All right.
Enough to bleed.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things. Healing word, stab. Healing word, stab. Healing word, stab.
Mhm. And he doesn't seem like a willing participant in this.
Oh,
He's in a
absolutely not.
cage.
Yeah.
Not in a cage.
Oh, he's not?
He's just strapped.
Strapped up into like a St. Andrew's cross style
That's even worse.
above this vat at an angle, and they have long knives on sticks. What's
Spears.
Spears.
Yeah, spears.
Brain. Yeah, that's called a spear.
A glaive, a halberd.
No, see, everything's different here. They're not spears. They're called stick knives.
Is it a more sanitary process than just like a dirty spear?
No.
Yeah, you know that you see that like this, like there's so much of that yellow crusty powder and whatnot that that seems to react with him a little bit. So it doesn't seem like
Perpetual
as
agony.
bad.
It's perpetual
Yeah,
agony, though.
Anyways,
Hmm.
so you see that they're underneath one of the distilleries. They are filling up little kind of like bottles of these potions,
Hmm.
and there's a few people kind of working around here
Okay.
in this kind of like almost industrial complex.
Did the rest of you come in with me, or is it just me and the ducks?
I
Me and
would
as many of the-
definitely be going in.
You'd be coming in with me?
Yeah, I'll help you carry the ducks, but I've got like a.
So
hood
when
up
you try to walk in,
and-
You were in first. You see all that. When you walk in, the knight stands up and it says, "Clergymen only."
So basically,
I am carry things for clergy man.
Jeff,
No slaves in here.
What is
Jeff and I are in there.
Yeah.
No one second guesses him.
And he's wearing the clergyman.
They don't. They don't
garb
look.
as well.
They don't look for a certification or.
I'm half in there.
So
What now?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll hand my ducks to Gideon. It's fine.
No,
he can carry
both,
all of
like
them.
both of us. Like I imagine I'm carrying
Yeah.
I'm carrying a satchel full of ducks, and he's carrying a satchel full of ducks, and we take turns
Yeah.
passing the bag with the big duck in it.
Yeah.
Please tell me plan A's and dump the ducks in a vat.
I was thinking about it.
Just do it. It's fine. What's gonna happen? What's the worst that's
So
gonna
I
happen?
will go
I don't know, I've got Tides of Chaos
I'll
saved
ask.
up.
if there's anyone that I see like idly like checking boxes on a clipboard or something.
Mhm.
I'll ask where unprocessed flour.
Oh, so you ask it. He says, he says there's a mortar station just beyond there. That's where the flowers are. He says, otherwise at the fields. What do you need it for? He sconces up and
I'll say experiment.
he says, I see. Well, he says in that case, out back there's some pens you can experiment away.
Gracias. He doesn't know what I said, does he?
No.
No. Okay. I'll just say
Pens.
gracias.
Pens. Pens.
And then he goes back to marking off his clipboard.
Yep.
Do you try to glance and see what he's doing at all? Because he's looking at crates and
If I can do so without being super obvious,
roll a perception.
like I'm not gonna like lean over his shoulder. Like,
Yeah.
what are
What
you
you
writing
doing?
there?
Gideon can't do it because he can't read.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You wanted a perception?
Yeah.
So that is 14.
So there's basically a kind of like it's like a checklist of sorts of where they're sending these potions
I was
to,
gonna say
and
it's probably in the notes.
they're all it basically labeled as forces of the Grand Arcanist, and some of them are saying to go here, go there, go there,
Yeah.
and so all these are getting shipped out to his men.
Okay.
Anyway, so you go to the back at the mortar station. There's kind of like a large garage door here that's kind of open.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that they're dumping these large, now look like sunflowers, into this machine, and there's like this big thing that kind of like pounds down, very kind of industrial, mechanical thing. It's not what you're used to seeing. You can see outside to the back. You can see that there's a few few pans with looks to be kind of scrawny little
Slaves.
yeah, hold on. You would recognize them as gnomes, little goblinoid, kind of all caged up in these small cages, and they look a little worse for wear.
If so, we're not allowed in. Clergy only no slaves. We're gonna try and go around the building.
You
Would
can-
we meet
yeah.
up with?
Yeah, you would see that, but you're not. They're still in the building, but you can
I
see
understand,
them.
but I can. Yeah.
Yeah. It also back here is looks like crates and whatnot that have been brought in from the field. You can see many of these large flowers kind of sticking out the top of the crates. And they're grinding the stuff into kind of a powdery paste that is then passed on down to the vats.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I would like to. Do I remember what the recipe is for, like these potions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I could grab a couple and like a mortar and pestle and.
So you want to go grab a couple of the flowers?
Yeah, a couple of the unprocessed ones.
Okay, so you go into the crate and grab two. You don't need the stalks or anything, but you got
Yeah.
two basically sunflower styled flowers.
Mm-hmm. Is there like a mortar and pestle that I can borrow? Like a smaller one, not like I don't know. Do they
Well,
have?
the slaves right here are the ones grinding it down into the paste, right?
It's this
a
big
machine.
mechanical
Oh,
machine.
okay,
that's grinding
okay.
it down to a
The
paste.
slaves are just sitting in the pens.
The slaves are in the pens in the back. Yeah.
Okay.
They're waiting to be
You
picked.
don't
Well-
see. They don't have anything like that here. It looks like there's no. This is all the big operation.
You had one.
Yes.
It is now a duck.
Yes.
The duck that has a little mortar and pestle.
What am I? Those freaking like those porcelain knickknacks now.
Yes.
All
Gotta
right.
collect them all.
So
Hold on.
All
Yeah.
14 limited edition Elrond series.
All of
collector's
Elrondil's
ducks.
gear and clothing did not turn into duck.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So you have his.
So we have his mortar and
Mortar.
pestle. Okay.
Yes.
I feel better about that.
Mortar and pestle, small life, little bag of sand, writing kit,
We
scholar's
bring him.
robe,
We bring him
spellbook.
back, and he's completely like naked.
Yeah.
I'll take your spellbook, I guess.
Okay. So
Doesn't do
I'll
me any
take
good anymore.
grab the necessary
Hold on to it for
Yeah.
nostalgia.
ingredients if they have like a smaller batch.
No, I'm gonna
station.
sell it.
Anywhere?
Mm.
No. Okay. Well, I'll take the
So many-
necessary.
Yeah. It's mostly
Eggs.
just the flour and
And
water.
water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it into bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, flour, not flour.
Soup. You took
Goo.
tea.
Tea,
To
tea.
your
You make it into like a tea
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
smoothie.
So yeah, I'll take my
Extra pulp.
my flowers
Gedalian's
back.
milk.
And, yeah, we'll go back to the pen, or back.
The back by the
That's where
slave.
you said that I could go to experiment.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll mix up a batch and see if I can
Okay.
take one of the ducks and dip it in. See if that makes. And see, I'm just dip it in just a little bit to see if it makes any difference.
If it takes the edge off of the stone.
Polishing your duck.
I'm just curious. To see.
Okay. So you're doing this, and you're looking at the duck to see if there's any changes and whatnot. And one of the priests kind of comes by and starts looking at you, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Experiment.
He says, "With is that just flour and water?" Well, I can't remember the name of the stuff.
Gedalian.
Gedalians. Just Gedalians and water?
Well, that's what you told me the recipe was.
That's what I.
Yeah, exactly.
From 300 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Old
say.
family recipe.
You don't have a catalyst in there. You forgot you needed a catalyst.
I have catalyst,
Okay.
but I try.
Without the catalyst. I know they're expensive. So you need a catalyst.
So what I need is blood, basically. Well, I want to try some of mine. Once he leaves.
He looks at you and he says, "What are you trying to do with that thing?"
Unstonify.
Oh. He says, "I think you're barking down the wrong tree on this."
Ducking down the wrong tree?
He says, "Yeah." He says, "The Grand Priest offers those services. If this is one of us, he would gladly."
It's my pet.
It's your pet? Well, if you make your argument to the Grand Priest, then yes, he would. I'm sure he would. And maybe to a small expense. It's not cheap, but he would be willing to help you as a member of the clergy.
Okay. Well, I can still take my Gedalias.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll thank him.
Yeah.
I'll thank him for his assistance.
Mhm.
And then once I get out of there, I'm probably gonna just go find
here's my ducks, by the way.
find I'm half playing Gideon.
Okay,
right
so
now.
let's talk about the Gedalias for a second.
Yes.
You think that basically you could create like a healing potion a day out of these, and the Gedalias will last you a while.
Mm.
It take you a day to make you a full healing potion. And basically, because all the expense is in the Gedalias itself.
Yeah.
The catalyst makes it from a regular healing potion to probably something more potent.
Can I find a place?
So, but anyways, you could create more healing potions with these. What I'm
Okay.
saying, up until a certain amount of the Gedalias only can do so much make
Yeah.
potions before you use up all the leaves, the petals, all the petals.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is I would like to try to find another quiet place to experiment. Like maybe well, I don't want to try to sneak into the basement. But you know what I mean? Like just find like a workshop or go back. I can go into the woods if I have to.
Yeah.
And I will try mixing some of my blood with it.
Okay. So you go to the woods and you mix a bunch of your blood into the whatnot. So
Yes.
how much of your blood are we talking about in hit points?
I'm willing to spend like
5 hit points. 5 of your hit points into this thing. Okay. So you created a what's the next step up? Greater.
Greater.
You created a greater healing potion
Okay.
by putting a little bit of catalyst in with this stuff. But
Wait.
that's unfortunately that's hit points, and so therefore nothing's happening with the duck. And in its current form, it can't heal.
Less healing, more mending.
I have that. I have bending.
Do you want me to break a duck so you can mend it?
Right now, the duck is considered in its natural form, therefore mending doesn't even work on it.
Yeah. It is still whole.
Yeah.
It's still
Mend the
a
ducks
creature,
together?
it's just with the petrified condition.
Well, that's not it. It's completely that if
Oh,
you
no,
went and broke
yeah.
a bill off and then
Yeah.
you're mending it, then
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You want me to break a duck?
Catharsis.
Kind of.
So,
So
you
then-
can you can write down that you have a greater healing
Take the
potion.
duck shell back in
One
office
potion
space
of
them.
greater healing.
Yeah, and also taking 5 points of damage because you put a little bit of catalyst in there, therefore
Yeah.
it's more potent. And then you can tell somebody you're drinking my blood when they're using the healing potion.
I
Who
still
knows?
have. I
They
still
don't
have
have
one
to
other
know.
one.
They don't have to know.
More blood for the duck god.
Oh.
Okay, well, there goes that plan.
So
Not a terrible plan, unfortunately.
It's just not enough
It's
to
just not enough.
unpetrify something, and
Yeah.
I won't give that leech my blood. Kidding?
Yeah.
So we're kind of at a spot where we
An
should probably
impasse.
think about what we're doing next, because if Abbott's almost 20 after. If Abbott's unwilling to part with Abbott blood, then clearly none of our blood would be good enough.
Yeah.
Also, we run the risk of revealing who we are, and guards and knights and Templars. So I vote we leave.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Although you were told that there is a way for this for him to be unpetrified here, but that's for the
Yeah.
Involves the priest.
Right, involves the priest who's probably going to ask payment in blood.
And I'm already banned from the place.
And I am uncomfortable with that. So
That
it's either
is-
Abbott or Gideon. Who do we want to kill? Not kill. Who
necessarily
said
kill.
I didn't say kill.
Everyone gives a little.
No. No.
And that's
I
the
only
the
have
thing,
a
though,
little.
is that my blood looks funny. So I don't want to give him that. Plus,
Right.
it's my blood. I should be able to choose what I do with it.
So we continue to carry ducks with us, and
You
we
look for a different solution.
look for a different solution. Perhaps.
I guess.
Where is our next destination then?
Oh, I thought we were gonna go to Glenboydle.
Right, but I mean,
I have a question for you.
how
Can
far
I-
away
Well,
is-
far
A
away.
week.
Can I make
Oh.
an insight
Is
as to
that-
whether
is
the
that
monastery
out of-
Avoid
would have
that.
anything
Right,
that would
is
be able to
that
cure?
too far out of the way?
I'm sorry, what?
Can I
No,
make an
we're
insight
here.
to see if I would
Is
know
that-
of the monastery
that
having
is,
any means
yeah.
back in the day?
No, absolutely not. The answer is absolutely not. There's nothing like this ever happened
This,
back in
yeah,
the day.
that's harmony.
Yeah.
Harm.
People hadn't been
So there's
petrified
the sea and the wishing well
since
there.
Yeah.
where the
I have
books
not
were
yet
written
made
or
a wish in
something.
the well.
Yeah.
Gideon's the only person who's made a wish in the well.
Twice.
Yeah.
Well, we could drop you in the wishing well.
Yeah, I mean we can just put him in. I'll just pour the ducks into the well. Please fix friend.
I'll throw
Please
silver
fix
in it.
person.
Associate.
So it is
Please
harmony
fix
is
burden.
out of the way, but it does give us a wider berth around the capital, but potentially more chance for guards, knights, people who are on the lookout for us evildoers to locate us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares to Glen Boydle.
So 4 days.
Otherwise, then it would be. Can I count the lake as a day of travel, assuming we go around the edge of the lake?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, it has to be around the lake.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3 days to Harmony, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 days from there to Glen Boydle.
So a week.
Yeah,
So we're gonna pass through Harmony.
it's an option.
I mean, I'm fine with going through Harmony
I figure we might as well try the wishing well.
since you know it's there. And
We can also try the seer.
Right.
She'll just
Yeah,
probably
I'll
ask
just-
for a
A
kiss from him
smooch.
once he gets.
Yeah, or she'll tell us to go check the wishing well,
or she'll go tell us to duck ourselves.
or that.
Redmure's got lots of catalyst.
No, no, we're already past Redmere.
I feel like we're
already
about to
away.
start building a philosopher's
We're
stone
already
at this point.
We're gone. That's behind us. It's in our rearview mirror. We're never going back there again.
We're gonna get you a bowl so you get like a metal bowl so you can speak into it.
Okay, let's fast forward to you guys being in harm. I'm just double checking. 3 days, right?
3
Yep.
days.
Alright, you guys are fine.
Yay.
So you guys arrive in harm. It's a small, not a small, it's a medium-sized village.
Mhm.
Um,
What's the
built in
guard
ruins.
presence like?
So here, the thing is about harm is, this is not a big city like
Right.
the other place or anything like that. So it's actually, you walk in, and it's almost refreshing. There's no slavery here,
and it's familiar too. We've
And
been
it's-
here before.
and you've been here before. You are seen as ugly here, and that's.
I will happily
that was-
take that over evil.
That was the worst of it, and in fact, harm looks to be like a great place compared to the few places you've been in the
Never
past.
going back to Redmere.
In the recent past.
Who wants to go see the seer? Gideon.
Um,
Gideon wants to go see the
so-
seer. He's probably banned though. Is he
What?
banned?
I think he was, kind of.
They said he can't
No
go,
kissing.
No kissing.
Yeah, no kissing, and he can't go beyond the line again.
Right. Okay.
So you guys make your way through kind of the edge of town. You see a couple of familiar figures.
Tadnat?
First off, there's Tadnat,
Cool.
the gnome. You can see him. He's looks like he's talking to a vendor, maybe buying some odd looking fruits. And then there's Gideon sees a little girl playing down with a ball and a little doll. You know,
What's her face?
yeah, I don't even know if she ever had a name.
She did.
It was like Arabelle or something like that.
Kind of. I didn't write it.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
and then there's but you guys are more interested. Are you going to see the seer?
I think probably.
Start with that. We can always go to the wells back.
So you make it to the seer. There's a guard there. The guard says, "Stay behind the line."
You got
you can
it.
ask her questions. No touching.
No
kissing.
funny business.
No funny business. The guard has one of the things that's worth noting is the guard has this massive kind of scar. Looks like his complete bottom jaw had to be like
You tried to
immediate
kiss her,
gash.
didn't you?
he looks very bitter and sore. And says,
Sorry.
"Don't even go there."
Sorry.
Anyways, but you're welcome to ask her questions. She stirs from her bed as you go through the metal door into her room. And there's a line there that you can't go past that, but you know her nose can go just a couple inches further than the line. And
Hi, we're back.
she looks to you and she says, "You all look so depressed. The world has not been kind to you. You come here seeking something from me."
Ducks.
She says, "This is within my power.
Yeah?
However,
Yeah.
nothing
It's free.
is free."
Mm-hmm.
He was to be married
Yes.
in exchange for him becoming a man once again. That marriage must be with me.
Oh my god.
I'm so happy.
I
So-
lean over to Abbott and I say, "Do you know how to perform marriage rites?"
She can in the morning.
Ceremony, the spell ceremony.
Yep. So basically what I just heard was he was supposed to get married to that one chick in Redmere, which we are never ever going back to. So, we've decided to. So she's saying that he's marrying her now,
Yes,
right? Okay.
I require a child.
I don't know if Stone can consent to this.
What do we do, guys?
Consent is important. Yeah.
Can I pray to his ghost and his spirit? See if I can get an answer back.
You can pray to your god, Lathander, and see if Lathander has anything to say.
Do you have to speak with petrified?
I don't have to
Speak with petrified ducks?
Well, Thunder might.
Speak
You
with
don't know.
lawn ornament.
Oh, yeah, you're just like one of those little cement ones, aren't you?
Yes.
Come on.
I'm imagining the big one being like those cement geese that used to be around
There's
town.
nothing.
What do you got?
17.
I have nothing.
Um,
No response.
Can I
You want to re-roll that?
like try?
Okay, sure.
We're almost done
Because
anyways.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's use it or lose it.
I've been letting you guys
Helen.
do it.
Helen is her name. Helen.
Helen,
Helen.
The most beautiful woman in harm.
You are so pretty. Man, I wish I...
Nothing.
no, I can't.
It's got to be like an 80 or higher, isn't it?
Helen, I think that it's important that he have a say in this. So here's my proposition. If you can undo this, then you can do this.
He doesn't look like he's in a position where he has a choice.
But here's the thing. You say you can fix this, then you could potentially put him back to the state. So you fix him, give him the choice, and if he refuses, you turn him back into stone ducks.
I mean, I'm fine with
Would
that.
you like me to roll persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's something. I mean, it's less terrible than just giving up his hand in marriage.
15.
I rolled again and I got an 82.
She says,
Consent is key in any healthy relationship. I read that in a book once.
consent is key.
Yes.
Yes. Bring him to me.
Bring the ducks, guys. Do we line the ducks up along the line?
Yeah.
Make a roughly humanoid shaped outline of ducks.
Put the one in the middle. Big one.
The one with the crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the This is the worst Voltron ever.
These pieces don't fit together.
As we're placing them down, take the one that would have been around it, and I'll form the head.
Trying to remember which one went where.
He's gonna have a hand foot now.
One arm will be slightly
says-
longer than the other.
First, I must place one spell upon him, and then I will remove another.
What spell are you putting on him?
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Is this versus charm? Because he's an elf.
He's not an elf right now.
He's a
a
duck.
Oh,
Oh my god!
what's my stat block?
Right now,
Ducks would have pretty decent wisdom. It
ducks
would be.
would have 10.
10?
So 0. Plus 0.
19.
Oh. She sneers.
One very lucky duck.
Yes, luckiest duck ever.
But can she charm person when it's not a person, though? I mean, really.
Charm
Charm
animals?
animals.
Charm statue.
It's not even what she's doing.
Oh, okay.
But it's in the same vein.
Suggestion.
Command.
Command.
So she says, your quest will be to marry me.
What?
Your mission.
No, am I duck still or what?
What does she say? She says
Am I
your,
stoned?
quest will to be to
your
marry me.
quest will be
And
to
then
marry me.
she slowly, the ducklings both animate, and then they start crawling over each other as they turn back into him.
And he's naked.
And he's
Yep.
naked. However, you pass the Gia spell, so
I see.
she looks to you and she says, I will turn you back into what you were, unless you marry me and give me a child.
We thought it was important to make sure you had a choice in the matter.
I run.
Yeah, run streaking through the.
Yep, I'm running.
Okay.
Naked drow running
Yeah.
out of the seer's place.
You stand up,
Yep.
go through the door. She's casting her spell to re-petrify you. Roll your Constitution saving throw.
Question. Do I still have Tides of Chaos from the last time? Because it's still not a...
You didn't. You know.
I didn't rest, so it's still burned?
Yep.
Okay.
You are within 30 feet of me, friend. Ally. Not enemy.
18. Wait,
Okay.
yes. No, 21.
She screeches as you leave, and she says, "Never return here. You cannot have my help unless he fulfills my request."
Man, why you gotta be like that?
And with that, we're ending the night. There you go. And I think next week we'll explore some Glen Boyle, probably some travel to Glen Boyle, and yeah, hopefully it's a little bit better, a little bit more positive, I hope. But we'll see you then.